Have you left?
Have you lived?
Have you left?
And I sell penises.
I smell.
I smell. Okay. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go.
Have you left? That's old man. Jesus Christ. Cheese and
Well,
rice.
cheese and rice, and with the cheese and rice and old man precise. Do you know what time it is? It's that. It's
And
that
I'll
time.
emphasize.
It's that time once again. It's another week down. We are here to entertain you as always and have us rant and rambles and whatever we do. But yes, this is the notorious BB
Podcast.
Beardy Bros podcast. So what's up, Beardies and Beardettes? As I said, another fine episode for another fine week with Dale and Jim. Did oh what an interesting week it's been personally.
Oh, yeah.
But how's your week been, man?
Slow,
Slow.
long.
Yeah.
Been waiting for merch to turn up, so I mean, it's taken a while. I've just been waiting every day. It's like, come on, come on.
Right?
on.
Just
No.
waiting for it to come. It's like it's gonna be
It's
there
been
soon.
2 weeks already.
gonna be
Like,
there soon.
ah.
Well,
Next week's 3. So it's like, come on. It just came from fucking Queensland. It's not that far away.
no. So that's all these quarantine.
It's only an hour
orders.
plane flight or something. Like, it's not that far.
And for delivery, it's usually a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, it's just to say, it's been in the
Rush.
state for like a week.
Yep.
But it's just taking so long to get down here. It's crazy.
Well, being on that, hopefully we'll be able to have them soon for an episode because I've ordered
Well,
mine as well.
Next week.
So
Well,
mine
yours should be a lot quicker than that. Jesus.
Well, at this slated point in time, it says it could come anywhere between the 1st and the 9th of September. But
Oh.
it could be quicker than that. I don't know whether it's because of the whole everything's going on with everything, whether they might have an influx of services. I have no idea. But
We're
hopefully,
inside. Let's buy t-shirts.
I mean, at least say next episode you could maybe if you do get it. I know.
I'm definitely wearing it next week.
But
I'll
yeah,
be
hopefully
wearing
we got
Mario, I think.
you got the Mario or you got the Beardiversary. I mean, we could both wear ours. And then hopefully the following week, if the other one comes, then we could do the Mario ones, Mario Luigi ones. So be matching. So it could be a thing. It could be a thing. We got that merch. I'm rocking some other merch at the moment. I might got a love plug on that.
I better call it the Cuddle Fiend for a second.
The cuddle fiend. The
I
cattle
don't know why.
cuddle fiend. Cuddle me.
The
Cuddle me.
the Cuddle Fiend.
But no, I had that. I was wearing the Beardiversary shirt. It was kind of funny because even though I have my mask on, most people know now. It's kind of funny that people actually get it, like are more known to what's going on now at work.
Really?
So people are like, "Are you wearing your own merch? Are you wearing your own merch?" And I'm like, "Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am."
Definitely the glasses and the hair and the beard gives it away.
But when I'm wearing a face mask, you kind of just see the beard and you kind of, I guess, get the idea.
Oh yes.
But like, it's
That's
funny.
why if I wore a mask, I wouldn't cover much of my beard.
No, you'd be
Be
like,
like little. It's like
tuck your beard away inside the mask, and then you like take a mask on the beard, just go.
Gandalf beard just
Comes
flows.
flying out. But that was kind of funny though. How many people like at work are just like, "Is that your merch? Are you wearing your merch?" And it's like, "Yep, I'm wearing my merch." And then people just like, "What?"
Shameless plugs. Let's
Just
do
shameless
it.
plug everywhere I go, and it's kind of funny because then it's like when someone goes, "Are you wearing your merch around people?" And they're like, "What? This dude's got merch?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Maybe wink, wink. Just self
It's like,
promo.
I wonder. Then you're like, what's it for?
Beardy Bros podcast. So
It's like, conveniently, it's on my phone right here.
ready to go 24/7. Just like, here, you want to have a look?
You just need to have it tabbed on your browser and just like bring up the same episode every time.
Just the one with Ryan Reynolds, like last week's one with Ryan Reynolds' face. Just like, clickbait, look, it's Ryan Reynolds. It's such.
That'd be
I gotta
fucking
get.
great.
There's so many thumbnails I'm behind on though, but there's just. It's just trying to find the right vibe for the episode. So that's why when I think
Yeah,
of
well,
them,
that one
like,
fitted with the booze and the
Well, the idea for this episode would be interesting to see how it'll go. It might be some blurred thumbnails and stuff. Maybe it might be our heads in conspicuous flexed bodies. Maybe if we go with that theme we're thinking of for the title.
Oh yeah.
So we have to have a lot of pixels blurring out to make
I
it
mean,
look susser than what it is.
yeah. Well,
Even though it's not, it'll be like simple photos. It's just yeah, that's why I've already got the idea cracking away in my head. So who knows?
he'll be making this while he's talking about it. He's there right now.
Right
The
now doing
movie is
it.
here.
Who knows? But it's been one of those weeks. It's everything's we keep trying to get back to normal with everything, but then every time we keep making steps forwards, we make 2 steps back as as we keep listening to the news and everything going on around us. So who knows where we're going to keep standing in this world?
Here, hopefully.
Hopefully, still standing here.
Right here.
Sorry, you're being evicted from your home. What?
Oh, Beardy Bros on the street.
PD Bros on the go.
Beardy goes.
I'll have to get myself a BD goes. BD goes.
Beardy goes. Scrirt.
Script. BD goes. Boom. Oh God. Sorry for that. That's a bit of a shocker. People might have shit themselves. Maybe you've gotten so. Maybe you get scared that much you grew a beard. Who knows? You got some hair on your chin.
Why is this for fucking movie? I think it was Crudes or something. Like
Something
they get
like
scared and it's just.
Yeah. Wow. So there's an interesting week for some topics. We've got some things to talk through and discuss.
I mean, don't we always?
We've always got some interesting, don't we? Like we've got more of our own stuff we don't really want to be talking about. But hey, it's kind of funny shit that's been happening. Some dumb shit, some funny shit. Who knows? We've got all kinds of stuff. Some
all the Chads and Karens out there.
Some OnlyChan stuff, some oven fins. We've got all that OnlyFans stuff to talk about.
OnlyPans.
OnlyPans.
OnlyCans.
Fucking
whatever else you want to call it.
Or what do you want to call it, yes. I got my email for that anyway too, saying this is what we've done to our changes. Which makes sense though. It's reasonable, like, requests, what they're changing. Like, it's nothing.
Well, I've seen what it was, and
it's fairly reasonable for any kind of business.
You can still post pictures, that's about it.
But it's still fairly reasonable. So
but still, that was not what that site was made for.
That's exactly it, and that's why they're trying to bring it back into the confines of like what they wanted the site to be, and then do accommodate to those that are there within reason. Because I'm guessing they're making a percentage out of that somewhere.
That's right. Like, I was looking for creators. All I had was naked people. I'm like, where's all the actual creators who are making content? Like, I didn't see any.
Well, it was the same thing that happened with Patreon as well. That was the biggest issue as well. Like, at least
they
pushed the algorithm
theirs as well.
They fixed the algorithm with Patreon itself, and it's actually harder to find the model, the lewd models and stuff like that, and it was actually more tailored so you could find everyone else, which makes sense. Like you needed an invite basically to subscribe to those people. So and everyone else that was a actual content creator or someone that wanted
because with OnlyFans you can just search a name and boom.
Yeah, you find it straight up. Trying to find everyone else is a lot harder. But
I mean, I get people are pissed, but you took advantage of a site that didn't want that.
Exactly. It just was a massive influx through the whole pandemic, really. That's the only thing that really... it was kind of...
Because I never heard of OnlyFans until last year, year before, like 2019, 2020.
And then even the name was there for it. Like, it was specifically OnlyFans. Like, it was designed for your fans. It was to support creators. It was just another one to Patreon that was to compete against it. Like, if people didn't want to use Patreon and like the agreements, they could use this platform and sign up for that. Like, that was the whole purpose, is like you always have multiple options.
There's always an exploit. Unless you black and white the rules, someone can find a loophole in there.
And that's exactly what was going on.
We find on Twitch with the e-lickers. They're doing nothing wrong with it.
Just finding loopholes.
Legally, they're doing nothing wrong with doing that stuff that got people banned. But if there's a grey area, they'll definitely find it.
And that's exactly it. So, as we're talking, so it's basically tightening the restrictions, which makes sense. And that's, like, it happened, like, OnlyFans grew once basically people moved from Patreon. Once Patreon had the same issue, they cut down on it all. so people had to go somewhere else, so they went to OnlyFans. OnlyFans ran for so long, it grew more traction once this pandemic happened. Like it wasn't happening before; it was already there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
definitely grew
wasn't
more.
that full of models. Models.
Exactly, and it just grew even more because of the pandemic, because people found an outsource to get an income, and it is what it is. But yeah, so they're tightening their restrictions. They're coming back to where they were.
It is what it is. Like, it's their company.
So that's exactly what they choose. What they're doing. So yeah, it's an interesting thing which makes sense. Like you still can do what you were doing before, but but within reason, which makes sense. Like it's kind of funny all the stuff they mentioned. I'm like, if they're
What was
mentioning
it? It
these things
was there's no videos allowed, and as someone put it, there's no segs.
there's no segs, yeah, specifically no segs because I've seen a lot of segs on OnlyFans. Like, oh my god.
No segs videos, so you can post pics. That's about it.
Well, you can have videos by the looks of it as well, but no specifically graphical videos. Like you could still
Oh yeah,
be naked, nudie patootie, and stand in front of a video and just be like, do a little dance. Like that's fine. Like,
yeah, but that's
but
it.
you can't do those specific
Which
sex
people are there for the
videos.
other things anyway. So
Yeah, no sexual videos. Just the lewdy nudie stuff. Just basic, simple. Here's a selfie. Or
just watch them go.
So a lot of people will struggle since there's a lot of those that were specifically selling segs on OnlyFans. Will either have to
That sounds
conform.
weird. Segs.
It's funny. Especially selling it like on OnlyFans, and then there's those that were actually being models with it. It's people are gonna have to go back to their other platforms, I guess, and deal with it.
There are platforms for that. I said the hub, but
There's all kinds of things. There's a will, there's a way. Those that are really wanting to keep doing it, they will find a way. Those that were lazy to begin with will be like, oh, what am I gonna do? Well,
yeah,
you'll find
the
other
hub.
means. Like exactly, there's other platforms they can go to and do what they're doing. So and they can still make money from it. Like it's one of those things. Related, we're keeping in
Crazy.
this confines of all this looty patooty stuff in relations, as we did mention Twitch streamers and the e-lickings.
Oh no.
We'll bring up one briefly that we didn't even talk about this last week because I didn't even realize what was going on, but it's a follow up. I did hear about it through the week.
Was it last week?
Last weekend the report happened, but I heard it through the week. So popular female streamer Amaranth. So last weekend was reported there was a fire basically in her trash can or something like that around the side of her house. Someone had it was a bit confusing what had happened, but it wasn't just a. Now it's coming to the point that the officials like officers like police and stuff like that have come to the point of saying that it looks to be a specific arson attack. So it wasn't just an accident by the sounds of it. It was specifically
People are crazy.
which, it's gonna happen after a while, especially if any of this shit. Like, it's gonna happen. It's scary. Like we've had people before.
Don't tell them don't even tell them the town or city you're in. Because if they want to track you down, it's not fucking hard.
No,
Like,
we've mentioned before these things that happen to people like that.
especially if you post pictures outside, they can get like landmarks and shit and go, oh yeah.
Yeah,
So if that looks from that same angle, they can look at your picture and no.
figure out where it's at, what it is.
Although I'd do the same thing. I'd post things around here.
Well, we're just some.
I
Beauty
get on
bros.
sauce. I did a stream because the actual game went down for maintenance one day, and I put it through Google Maps through the damn town. I took the whole stream on Google Maps and I live here. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
you freaking Jesus! You doxed
Oh, my
yourself.
bin catch fire.
You doxed yourself. Jesus Christ.
I don't think it was like exactly this house, but I'm like, I live around here. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, you doxed yourself. You never doxed yourself. Oh man, that's one of those things.
That's sauce. They're all good.
But yeah, so that's interesting with that side of things, which I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's going to happen at some point either way.
How would you find it if bin's on fire? How would you even know? Because
You'd be too busy streaming.
yeah, she's live like 16 hours a day.
Something smells funny.
Yeah, but if it's outside and you're inside, you wouldn't smell it.
I don't know.
Really, unless it depends where it is around your house.
She went outside to chuck something in the bin and it's just like burnt, like they had like evidence of a fire that had happened.
Is it a metal bin? Is it a plastic wheelie bin thing?
But
Like,
plastic
what the
bin's
fuck?
melted. I don't know the full story, so I didn't really.
Imagine that you come out and your bin's like
Half melted, crippled.
What happened to my pen? You start dragging it out. Fucking.
It's still usable. I can still use it.
I
Bin
think
guy come
if
by and
you
just chucks the
lose
bin
a
out.
bin, I think you've got to pay for another one
Possibly.
because they're free. And then if something happens to it, you've got to buy the next one.
I do remember one of the first places when we moved this unit complex we lived in. When this neighbor moved out of the unit complex, he took the bin with him.
I've heard of people doing that. That's fucking.
I was
I
like,
don't know
what?
what the next place you move to has a bin.
Yeah, I was like, why? Because I remember
Or
when he
two.
left. I
Like,
remember when he left, looking in the back of the car when he was leaving, and the garbage bin, the wheelie bin was in the back of his car, and I was just like, what? Okay. I was
maybe it
like,
was full of stuff.
yeah, but like, still, it's like, why?
Oh, why a wheelie bin unless he cleaned it?
Like, I was like, okay, you want to take a
Maybe he
wheelie bin?
kept it in his rubbish. Maybe he's a hoarder.
He's hauled that much. He wanted the bin as well.
Yeah.
It's
Who
just like-
knows?
I was
Did
like,
you
that's gonna be a pain.
did you ask him or
No, like I said, it was the last time I saw of him, and he was driving away.
maybe he's going to live in the bin. Maybe the bin was his bin for his
Well,
car.
I guess maybe he's a bit of a muppet, so.
No, but maybe he lived in his car and the bin was to help put his rubbish in. And then he just drive it up the road and dump it.
Yeah, I don't know. He never came back, and he never came back with the bin, so.
So you were a bit binless.
Well, we had our bin. He just whoever the next tenants were for that place had no bin, so it wasn't my problem.
I'm pretty sure the council will be like, you got no bin.
Yeah, so it was kind of interesting when that happened. I was just like, that's so random. Why the fuck are you stealing a bin?
'Cause I think they got to be visible, don't they? Like they got to be out front somewhere that they can see them.
Well, they got to be taken out to the street. Yeah, we had them near our place, and they got to take. Oh no, it was in the like segregated section, and then you could use your bin, and then some of them weren't even like. Sometimes they weren't our bin. Sometimes they could be also communal, which was interesting. But he's just like, I'm gonna take one anyway. It's like
You
fucking
can
dumb.
buy it from Bunnings for so cheap.
I know. It's just fucking. It mind boggles me to this day.
A dirty bin in the car. That's nasty.
Yeah, exactly my point. That's that as well. Like, why the fuck you put it in the back of your car with all the shit's gonna stink. Shit's gonna stink.
Fucking hell. It is. I mean, people do people things.
Well, going on to people do people things. This one's pretty funny. I actually heard this story on the radio, which then I had to do a little bit of research to dig into it. So this happened, I guess, in the week, presumably in the week. Must have been that's why they talked because it was on a radio show. They were talking about it. What they brought up was somewhere. It's like I was like confused. That's why I had to look it up. But because Sydney's in its lockdown still and there's restrictions and stuff, whatever going, you can't have parties and stuff. But this person said somewhere in their neighborhood, like I guess on this block or this street, it's like I don't know where it was like what the fuck still gobsmacked me. But apparently somewhere in Sydney, there was a party that went ahead, and every single person there ended up apparently getting COVID.
Oh,
So
my
all these,
God.
the worst problem is all these people.
How many people there?
I don't know how many people were there, but there was a bunch of people that went. They were all in their 40s apparently. So
They should have had common sense.
they should have had common sense. They broke lockdown restrictions to go out to a party. There were a bunch of 40-year-olds. This party was actually, in fact, a swingers party.
Oh no!
It's
It
just
wasn't
like
a good time.
it was like, and even they said on the radio, it's just like if you're in lockdown, you're at a swingers party. Theoretically, if you're at a swingers party, you've already got your partner. If you're in lockdown, you've already got your sex partner, sex buddy to keep you occupied while you're in your bubble. Why do you need to go out to a party to find other sex partners to break the bubble? Like you're in like, are you really that like bored? Like what? Like
Makes no fucking sense.
like what? You couldn't stay in your bubble for like
How
couple
long
more
is that
weeks?
lockdown? Like,
and this is why these things keep happening. Like people are just dumb. They want to
I
have a good
get
old
that.
sex. I don't know.
I get that when you're stuck at home with someone, it brings out what they really are. So I'm guessing people are like, I'm fucking sick of you. Let's do something else.
Let's go be wild and go to the sex party and orgy it up. Have some swingers time.
Because that many people have broken up during like COVID times. It's crazy. It's like, oh, I can't stand them. I wonder why.
Like, how did you
You're
not?
stuck with them 24/7.
Yeah, if you can't, like, how did you not know that it wasn't going to be compatible in the first place? Like,
Like, do you just do it because? And then it's like, oh,
oh, I
they're
realized.
boring.
Yeah, like,
Oh, they're a shitty person. Like, it's,
I don't get people.
I don't get them.
The best way to go on from this one side of things with people getting
Just
COVID,
be like us. Be fucking awesome.
yeah. Compared to this other group of people, which are a bunch of idiots that happened today, which I heard earlier this afternoon, got me fired up.
Are you gonna put the pick up somewhere?
Oh, I will. I will put the pick up. I'll perk it up. Pock it up. I'll
Call them
perk it
all
up.
out. I was like, I know that person.
I'll perk it right up on the screen, full screen for everyone to see. So it's happened today. Today is the 21st of August. It is a Saturday.
Yes.
Weekend in Brisbane. 2,000. I don't know if the march ended up being 2,000 people. I don't know, but apparently at the park there was 2,000 people at the park rallied together for a anti-vax, anti-mask, give us our freedoms march, all huddled together. Like we haven't had any real like public in the environment cases of COVID for like
It doesn't mean shit
two
though.
weeks now. So we haven't had that for like a week, 2 weeks. But then none of them are wearing masks. None of them are keeping 1.5 distance away from each other. Everyone's huddled together.
No,
Everyone's
not
just
this
lingering
far.
around. Like, I get, like, we haven't had any cases, like I said. We were going to have yesterday, they were going to relax the masks and go back to not wearing masks unless you felt, uncomfortable to be around people, then you would wear masks, but you still had to buy the 1.5. Like, that was going to be relaxed, and like, oh, okay, we're going to actually extend the mask again just to be safe. It's just fucking wearing a mask. It's really not that hard. We've been through, like, it's been a year. Can you really not last that longer? Like, go that little bit further and deal with it. Like, are you really that, like, done? Like, I kind of sometimes don't even want to be on this planet anymore. Like, I want to go to a different planet. Can we just send them to a different planet and let them inhabit Mars or something and repopulate it?
But you do realise when you send the men off, you're taking all the chads with you.
And, like, just send them away and just, I don't know, like...
Send the chads and Karens one way, send the rest of the common sense people this way.
Like, the legit photo looks all like a bunch of Karens and Chads. They're the ones who be like, I want to speak to your manager. Like... It just looks like them all through that photo. It's just like, I sent it to Jim before, and it's just like, what the fuck? You can see all of every single one. And it's like, yep, that looks like a Karen, that looks like a Chad, that one there looks like a Brian. But, you know...
Brian's not bad.
No, well, there's this one, he's just like, I didn't even want to be here today. My partner...
Oh, the one who's just over.
The one that's just like, oh, I'm here because my partner brought me here, and I don't want to...
But then that's when you grow a set and just go, I'm fucking out.
I'm fucking out. So it's just, it's just like, you're just dumb. Like, this is, wait and see. Like, we'll be back in no time. Like, we'll end up doing a loop around, and we'll be back into to our lockdowns. It'll pop up again. We're like, oh, look, we've got cases. Back into lockdown for another couple of weeks. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, back to square one.
Especially if one person had COVID there, every one of them's got it.
Yep. Just like,
and there's probably a couple of thousand people or something, like 1,000 people there.
At least at the park was 2,000 people. And now I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back.
Let's just say, you couldn't even see the grass. That's how close they were. You couldn't see the grass. You couldn't see anything around them.
Couldn't see any grass between their feet. So it's getting to that point now where I'm gonna have to go. Like, I was like feeling laxed with wearing the mask on and off. Like, around a lot of people. You wear the mask at work, wear the mask, and then you, dip down for a bit, have a breather, walk around without the mask for a bit, feel a bit more safe and comfortable.
I mean, if you get the right mask, they're fucking breathable. You can wear it all day and you won't even notice it.
Yeah, which I'm going to have to go back to investing in more of those again.
We're just going to buy the that Razor one. That'd be the best thing.
That's what I want to get. It'd be nice to get one of those.
Well, they're at November, December, I think.
Couldn't come quicker.
It's only a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple more.
Whoa.
But like, it's gonna get back to the point now. I'm gonna have to wear my mask around because of today. Who knows how much is gonna spread again? I'm gonna have to go back to wearing like.
Someone could have been there and.
No, someone that knows or they come through. Who knows? Like, that's what I'm saying. From now on, I got to wear my mask. Like, luckily, I haven't been anywhere today.
Eddie was there.
Oh no, I don't think he wouldn't be there. He'd be too paranoid as well.
Well, you're too paranoid to go, but he went to look at it anyway.
You'd be like from the other side of the fence. Look at all these people in the zoo. Look at all these zoo animals.
That's what I mean. Like, Idiots.
But yeah, so many people were
Oh, sorry,
streaming
if
on
you're
TikTok.
listening and you did that, hi.
Well, the worst problem is there's so many people that I saw streaming on
Uh,
TikTok, and it's just like
oh
there's
no,
people that
really?
have. That means if they're streaming this on TikTok, there's people that have over 1,000 followers. Don't even know how they're at this thing rallying with these people for these freedom marches that have like it's like. Well, you don't even deserve these people. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna act like this attitude, you didn't deserve any of that. But it's most of the people that they have following is those type of people that would be at the march. So it's like all part and
Mhm.
parcel of idiots following idiots, and they're going us going calling us sheeple. It's like no, we've got common sense. We don't want to be your
I'd
kind
just
of
stay
sheeple.
home because nothing can go wrong there.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Like I'll go out if I need to go out, I'll go out.
it's like I'm not a sheeple. I'm just common sense and safety and protection. That's what I'm running on. I'm not being a sheeple. Fuck, like, oh, I don't want to fucking
The
get.
sheep are the ones out there doing the rallies and
Yeah,
protests, and because they're like, oh, someone else is doing it, maybe I should too.
yeah. So
Like
I don't know.
if you're there for the sake of it, why? That's all I'm
It's just
saying.
been nice to get through this and be
Why?
like, yep, we don't have to worry about lockdowns ever again, and don't have to worry about anything. But
I'm expecting sometime through the next week that you're back in lockdown. Like someone
yep,
had COVID.
yep. So I gotta go to work Monday, and then I'll wear my mask all day and lather myself up and hygiene,
Not hard to wear a fucking mask.
sanitization, sanitize my beard. I don't know.
What, hand
Sanity.
sanitizers? No, because hand sanitizer stinks. Imagine
Yeah.
your fucking moustache. Like, oh no. Then you're
Oh,
trapped with it inside your fucking
I forgot. I
mask.
did one the other day when I was like, I lathered my hands up and went to put my because I lathered up to put my mask back on when I was after I was eating. I was like lathered on. I went to put my mask back on, and then I got all in my beard, and I like could breathe. All I could smell was just alcohol, and I was like, hee hee.
Time is
Getting
good,
high. I
man.
was getting high, so yeah, so that's annoying. So
High
that's
of alcohol, I was
it's
drunk.
just fucking dodgy bullshit. So yeah, so wait and see. We might hear it next weekend on the episode that hey, we're back in lockdown. You might hear me ranting about it in next week's episode.
You
See what we do.
sad. Sorry, motherfuckers.
Like, why can't we
We've
be
been in
like,
lockdown for
yeah?
nearly 2 years.
And have you been having to wear
Oh,
masks?
knock on wood. Nope.
You've been having, yeah, so you don't have to wear masks either. You're all normal down there. Might have to
Pretty
come
much.
I might have to move and come down to Tasmania.
And then you bring it with you. Fuck this guy. He got COVID, he comes over.
It's like, fuck! I
Spreads it
wanted to get away.
everywhere.
I wanted to get away from. I'm like, God fucking damn it! I'll get mad at myself. Like, fuck! I fucking. Oh,
You eat off the fucking boat. Just woo. Give the
God.
sharks COVID. Imagine
See.
that.
Oh God.
You see the sharks just go belly up, just up on the fucking water, just floating around.
Or they become land sharks.
Ooh, land sharks.
Mutates, turns sharks into land sharks.
It'd be like the ones off Ratchet and Clank, those little fucking legged things. Ang, 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 ang. No, they're
Fuck.
sand sharks, so makes sense.
Um. This was actually, I think we might have brought it up once before on the episode. It's been a while back when this happened. But I think we talked about it. So there was that issue with Boba Fett's Slave One name being changed because they didn't like the name Slave One because of racial.
What's that for?
Star Wars Boba Fett's ship. I think we've talked about it on the episode before when they said that they were
I
scrapping
think
the name.
so, many while ago.
Yeah, so they were scrapping the name because the ship's name was called Slave One.
Get
And
'em.
yeah, people were going, oh, we're going to, the creators was like, I want to change the name. This is the guy who designed the ship goes, no, with today's time, I want to change the name. Like, well, a lot of people are still going to refer to it as Slave One. I will always know it as Slave One. Like, what's
Oh,
wrong?
slaves hasn't been a thing for how many fucking decades?
Why are people getting triggered by the word slave? Like, I don't see, like, I could understand,
People
like,
joke about it, so like they go slave. Like who
we're all a
cares?
slave. Like, it doesn't matter what your, like, race, sex is. We're all slaves to the system. Like,
You're
like,
a slave to the government.
like, you can't change the word for what the word means. Like, it is what it is, and it's defined as being a servant to the man. Like, it's,
Or a man, or a woman, or
Yeah.
something.
But apparently, it's
Just think,
named.
you go to work, you're a slave to your
Yep.
boss.
Yep,
Same thing.
exactly it. The definition of what slave is not changed. Like, it doesn't.
I mean, like,
There's never race.
2021 is a fucked up year. Like people get
But you go back to
salty
the
over
times of when
littlest
things were.
things.
it wasn't had anything to do with race or religion or anything like that. Like it was a slave was a
No,
slave. Like whether
if you were just bought, you were bought, and you were
yeah,
a
it didn't
slave.
matter what
Like,
color you were, and it wasn't always just to do with like dark skinned people. Like you look back at history when slave time was a big thing, there was a lot of white slaves,
pretty much
pale slaves. Like
what is it? It's pretty much the low income people were slaves. Like
exactly it, and that's exactly it. And it's still like that.
happened in Britain, happened in America, happened here, happened well, most likely everywhere else in the fucking world.
So it makes no sense why it has to be changed, but this is the dumb part now.
They've watched too many movies.
Well, this is even the name is the most boringest name out of all names to call it, but it's finally been officially renamed, and its name is Fire Spray.
That's more fucked up than Slave One.
I like Fire Spray. Like what the fuck?
Fire spray. Yeah, fire can't spray.
Like what? Like what?
Oh, that makes
Like
no
what?
sense.
Oh what?
Who renamed this?
The guy who designed Slave One.
Please don't say it was the person who designed. Oh my god, fire spray.
Yep.
Sounds like a Link's fucking. Get some fire spray.
Get some axe.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Get some Africa.
That's better than fire spray.
Slave One, like you couldn't
Does
even
it
keep
fire weapons? Is that why they're called fire spray? Does it have lasers? Does it have guns? Does it have anything?
I mean, it's a spaceship. It shoots. So, but I just
Fire spray.
yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb.
That's Star Wars in general now.
It's pretty dumb.
That's Star Wars in general.
It's bad as changing coon cheese to cheer cheese.
Coon's still a thing though.
It's now cheer cheese.
No, it's still coon here.
Oh, you're lucky then. It's still based after the friggin' creator founder's friggin' company name then. It's all been relabeled as cheer here.
Actually, I'll be back. I'm gonna go test that theory. There's cheese in the fridge.
Get some, see if you've got some coon cheese. You might have some cheer cheese. Maybe you haven't changed the labels over yet. So that could be a thing because some people still had old labels. So some labels still say coon on them. Some people are actually keeping their old coon packets and when they buy cheer cheese, chucking the cheer packet out because the cheese is still the same. Cheese is cheese, and just chucking it in their old packets, which we used to do anyway. You used to just buy the slabs and get in the bags, and you kind of just. Sometimes weirdly transfer them over from one container to another container. Usually I think you'd chuck out the old container and you transfer the old stuff on top of the new stuff and you have them in the packets and you'd keep it that way and you just keep adding to it because you had enough space. Sometimes you could buy the individual blocks in the smaller packets to make a bigger packet and you'd top that up and check out the small packet. So you do different things like that. But yeah, it's just weird that they've changed it and people still get triggered like that. People got triggered over that and it's just like it was the dude's founding surname was Coon. That's the reason why it was called Coon Cheese. Like, it's like Dick Smith. You're gonna change a thing because it's Dick brand, like 'cause it's got Dick at the start. You don't like you find offended by the name Dick, so you're gonna change it from something else.
No, it is cheese.
Yeah, cheese. It's still
cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
It's like cheers.
Yeah, cheers. It's like you're gonna eat your cheese and be like cheers and dink the cheese together and be like oh, take a big bite out of the cheese.
No one says cheers though.
Oh, well, there's that, and then there was the Redskins, and then the Chico Babies.
Yeah, but Redskins are still Redskins.
No, they've changed that name too now. They're called Red Rippers. The Chico Babies are called Cheeky. They're called Cheekies now.
What'd you just call them?
The Chico Babies.
Yeah.
They're called Cheekies now.
Socialism.
Like Redskins. Like I'm sorry, but they legit are a red skin. Like
they're legit red, like
Red Ripper. At least Red Ripper does still sound.
Yeah, but they've got
cool.
Indians on them, so maybe that's why they changed the hat.
No, Redskins never had that on them. Our Redskin lollies.
People on there though.
No, not on our lollies. Maybe the Redskins like socks, like the American Redskins.
I'm trying to think.
The American Redskins like team had the Indian character on it.
I'm checking that.
Yeah,
I
mean, Red Rippers do sound kind of cool though. At least it's still got a decent name.
You don't get fucking blood.
Red Rippers. Yeah, it does actually. When you fart and you're on your period.
You got a red ripper, like,
Oh no! I just having the show when you shart, but you're on your period.
oh my
That
God.
reminded me. There was actually a comment I replied to on a TikTok because because you know there's always talks like women sit on like their washing machines and
Oh,
dryers
they
and
are
stuff.
red rippers.
Yeah. So you know how there's always that thing, you know, women like the vibrations, so they sit on their washing machines and stuff like that. You know, it always talks about the dryers and stuff like that.
What are you doing?
This is on the TikTok. So this chick was sitting on the dryer or whatever it was, and she'd like dozed off with her phone in her hand, and her pointer walks in, and he goes, "Hey, what you doing?" And she wakes up, she's like, "Ah," and closes the door. And I was going through the comments, and one of the comments goes, "It's like and they legit wrote going." She's just trying to relieve stress. It's like when you guys sit on. It's like if you guys were to sit on one to relieve your anxiety, or if you were to. No, what was the comment? It was from a woman, and he goes, "Guys do the exact same thing to deal with their anxiety in periods." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a man." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a man. I do this too to help my period." I'm just like, "Do you realize what you commented? Like, it's like girls do this." To whatever it's like it's exactly the same thing if guys would do it to relieve their stress, and it's like, and then it reads on to like they didn't put a comma or anything, they didn't abbreviate their sentence, didn't follow it properly. Like I'm bad with grammar, but even I could tell like that wasn't grammared properly, so it just flowed. It's like when guys do it to help with their anxiety in periods. It's just like you
Like what?
like it's like I didn't realize guys could have periods. I'm like, oh yeah, and so I just kind of like affirmed, going, yeah, exactly what I do when I have my period. It's like as a man, it's exactly what I do when I have my period. It's just like for fuck's sake, people just like are bad. Like it's kind of funny.
Just realised that Cheekies is worse than Chicos.
Cheekies, right? Cheekies, some little
It's
cheeky
got
babies.
a kid winking at you. Why is that a good thing?
It's cheeky. It's a little cheeky baby, huh? Huh?
Yeah, that's fucking worse than a
That's
Chico.
exactly it, Chico. But because apparently Chico was a offensive term.
Yeah, but it's not called Chico, it's Chico.
Yeah, Chico.
Like a Chico roll. Like, are they gonna change them to Cheekies?
Cheeky rolls. Hey,
Cheeky rolls.
hey, you want my roll?
Just saying, like, you've got corn jacks and spring rolls and Chicos. That's the same fucking thing.
I know. I don't know. I don't get what's going on. Like, I'm surprised they didn't try and change the color of them because of they were like triggered by them being a dark lolly.
It wouldn't taste. It wouldn't get a color that tastes
It's
like
because
that.
it's meant to be a chocolatey flavor. Like that's the whole point. It's
Yeah.
chocolatey, like Chico,
Or
like
it's-
it's
not necessarily just chocolate because it's got a weird sweetness, like a weird
like a caramelly kind of chocolatey.
And they put
It's
it-
like
less. Put a caramel flavored, I mean coloured, but that's still.
it's a cream, like it's a cream flavored, like it's some kind of creamy, desserty flavor. Like it's an interesting flavor. It's not
I
liquid.
just
It's not a.
don't know why that. I didn't.
Yeah, this stuff
I
happened
still,
ages ago
I still
though.
call them Redskins and Chicos. Like,
Red Rippers though, Red
With it-
Rippers and Cheekies. I'm gonna get me some Cheekies and some Red Rippers. Because
retarded.
realistically, I mean, you do try to rip them, but like you really don't want to be ripping a fucking Redskin. Your teeth come out with it.
I've tried chewing a fucking Redskin, and that is death.
Yeah, your teeth
Like
get
you,
stuck
you get it
together.
down so far, you start chewing like you're trying to undo your fucking mouth.
Yeah, it's scary. You think
Up
your
comes
teeth are
the
gonna rip
fucking
out.
molar.
Yeah. I don't even get them anymore. But I used to, after a while, just used to suck on them, just lick on them and suck them, and like, yep.
Yeah,
they've
then at
dissolved.
some point you just gotta bite it because it goes all droopy. It's like just to take it off,
Yeah.
and then you just chew on it for fucking ages. Like
Roll around, suck on it. I should just roll around in my mouth, suck it in my mouth, just
get all the fucking flavor.
like a Mentos or something.
Because
Like
they do taste good,
that. But
and so do the Chicos. I'm not calling them fucking Cheekies.
fucking cheekies.
I'm not calling them Cheekies.
It's so funny, like just the names of things like that just keep changing.
I'm gonna go to a supermarket and find them. I bet that's all Chicos.
No, you'll find they'll be cheekies now. All ours got changed. I never bought a pack of one as a Chico.
Yeah, because I went out and looked in the fridge, but all the cheese got cut up, so it's all in a bag. I'm like, Mum was like, "Is the cheese coon?" She goes, "Yeah." No, it's cheers. I'm like, oh,
Get with the times, Jim. Get with the times. Everyone's woke.
you were the woke times. Fuck
With the
me.
woke times.
It's not even offensive. Like anything isn't. Nothing's offensive unless you think it is, unless someone thinks it is, and then they just say something. It's like, yeah, but does it hurt you exactly? What's about somebody who didn't like Chicos was some
Triggered by the
person in their
name.
fucking teens or 20s, just like that, looking like
Well,
us.
that was like the whole coon cheese thing. It was some bloke in his like 50s.
He grew up with Coon.
He was triggered by it.
And now he's in his 50s. That's bad. Like, fuck off.
Like really, it took it like looking at that name every single day was triggering you and taking you away from your day just because the cheese had coon
50
on it.
years. Oh, for 40 odd years.
Oh, every time I look at this cheese, it's ruining my day, and I can't do nothing. I have to be depressed and worry about all the fucking. There's other things to worry about. I have a name of a cheese label. Like you can just.
But
Put
when
a
did the
sticker on.
lollies get changed?
That was a couple of months back.
Because I remember them being Chicos like not long ago.
It was a couple of months ago. They might have still been selling them until the name changed over till they got the new ones in.
What else are they going to change? Minties?
Well, yeah, someone find.
Because minty's a bad word apparently as well.
Is it?
I'm not gonna, I don't know why, but yeah, I've heard minty being called someone that.
Getting
Being called a minty. So I'm just like, leave products alone. They're named that way for a reason. They weren't hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Except the one dude, apparently.
People get mad. People make petitions.
7 billion
sign
people.
petitions,
And one person goes off.
I don't know. So coming away from that,
I'm gonna fucking rage in a minute.
yeah, come away from that. I might as well just get into the Fortnite, get that stuff out the way, and keep it
Oh
moving.
no.
So this is in the sense, I guess people are kind of not really triggered. I guess they're slightly disappointed. So Fortnite recently added a very Among Us inspired game mode called Imposters, which everyone knows about now. It's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it so far, being a third person. I mean, there've been other games that have been like a third person Among Us Imposters kind of game.
Like deceive. Deceive?
Deceit, isn't it?
Deceit. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, deceit. That game's fucking scary.
Like there's some scarier ones. There's all kinds of modes, but they're all very similar. But a recent post, because people had like tweeted at Among Us going, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" Recently, one of the devs come out and posted that they were kind of disappointed that they couldn't get a hold of Epic once they heard about like Epic didn't reach out to them and like collab with them and do a collaboration and kind of like work on something together with it, or even. But it's just like, I don't know, like there have been that game mode previously in the thing before, where in the community, someone in the community had made a game type very similar to that, and I feel like they've taken more inspiration from that per se than actual.
Yeah,
Among
but
Us
still,
itself.
they use Among Us for that as well. But
The original
I
person
guess
to create it, yeah.
they don't have to pay the person really. They can just go, thank you.
Well, exactly it. If there's any kind of collaborations that happen, there's usually an exchange of like, here's X amount of money to collab for this, and here's
Because if they ask the developers of Among Us, we've had to pay them. So,
yeah.
not
And,
that
well,
they can't afford it.
Personally, the way I've seen it at the moment, with the way that they're going, yeah, I was going to lead into Among Us before coming back with the Fortnite stuff.
Yeah.
As they've announced now, the console editions of Among Us dropping, and they're asking ridiculous prices for their collectible like editions that they're selling.
That's the base one.
The base one is like $70 for a disc copy. I'm assuming if it's not a digital code, it's a disc copy
Yeah,
for a game.
I think it's a disc. But
Well,
what that little fucking game?
A game that's like not even. Let's just say I can't remember. It's really small, but it's like not even 50 meg from what I remember. It's a waste of a disc for one. Waste of a case for a game that you can buy for $6, if not get it for free on Game Pass.
It's so cool to have in your collection to have on your shelf, but
It's free on Game Pass from what I remember. I think it was.
It's free on PC.
Free PC. If you do buy it, it's like $6, $7 to buy.
It was free on Epic, wasn't it? At some point.
But like I said, it's not even a $10 game.
That's like 6, 7. 5.
They're asking $70 for one of the editions, because there's 2 editions, which only gave you a map, which you can look up online and print it out yourself. There's nothing fancy about it.
You don't need a map though. You can just press the map button.
Exactly, and there's like what 5 different levels now in the game, like one map for one,
No
for one
idea.
of the
I
original
haven't played
maps. Like it's silly. Then there's like 1 of 12 art cards. Not even all 12 for the price you're paying. It's 1 out of 12. So you know, if you wanted a special one, you'd have to try and find that person and trade with them.
How are you going to do that? Like, who's going to buy it? That you know.
And then there was like some other little bits and bobs that I can't even remember because it's not even memorable to even mention.
A plushie.
No, that's in the bigger one. That's the thing. So this is just in the small, which
Oh
is
yeah,
just
yeah.
some basic stuff. Like it's just trivial crap. I think it was like a. Oh, that's right. It was downloadable files for your phone and your computer, which you could get wallpapers, which you could find online anyway, and you can get them for
Yes,
free.
Google Among Us and go images, and you'll get them.
Yeah. So there was basically that. There was another thing as well, but I can't remember what it was. And
This
they
is a
wanted 70
trigger
bucks.
episode now.
Basically, there are a lot of them these days of rents. So that was 70 bucks for that. Then there was the 109.90 for basically $110 edition. The only thing that was different is it came with a plushie of a Among Us character by some random studio, because apparently it's by some certain studio. It gave them the right to charge an extra 30 to 40 bucks for a plushie, which
Which I
the
looked
sounds of
at
it's only a
after
small
you said
plushie.
it.
It's like only a
It
small.
looks
plushie.
like one of them $2 toys out of a fucking claw machine.
Yeah. Like apparently because some decent studio, they can charge 30 to 40 bucks for a plushie, where everything else is the exact same. You don't even get an extra art card. Like it's still the 1 out of 12. They could have been like, oh, this
That should be
edition.
12.
Like it should be all 12. I realistically think that costs nothing.
It should
to
be
make.
12. If you're paying in like $110 for that game, so if all 12 art cards should have a fucking cloth map.
Yeah. For what the game is, for a $6 game that doesn't even need to be on disc. Like you're paying for all this crap.
Because I got a cloth map with like Resident Evil Village and that. Like a cloth map and Biomutant, they're good.
And then they want to have the hide to say, oh, hey, well, you didn't reach out to us and you didn't want to collab. We're really disappointed that you didn't collab with us. Like, I wonder why. You're bad at each other in a sense, almost. But at least they pay for their collabs. At least they're reasonable when they fucking sell their disc, when they make their disc editions, or whatever DLC editions. For
Yeah, but
extra
Fortnite's
content.
not on a disc, is it? It's just
Sometimes they have
key,
done
really.
things where they give you a disc, and then it's the skins that come with it to make it feel a little
because
bit
I was
value.
looking again. Apex has a bungalow edition now. I'm like, oh my god.
They do that, yeah, they do. They've done that the first few, which end up dropping really cheap if you manage to find them in stores physically.
But how many editions do you need? As bad as fucking to say like
Just selling packs in store physically, like Bethesda.
If that is Bethesda doing Skyrim. Oh, look, the same thing, just with a shiny new case. That's what they're doing with Apex.
Exactly it. So, well,
No offense to Respawn, because I think that's more of an Activision thing they're doing.
definitely feels
No,
like
it's
it's more
EA.
EA and stuff like that. It's EA.
EA, is it?
EA.
That's more EA. It's like, here, you can ship this out, charge so and so, put some bucks in there, and
That's why I
just
feel
call
like
it
that's
the
more
Bangalore
them,
edition.
because they just add extra skins to another
Call
character
it
that you can
the-
get through those packs.
Bloodhound edition, like whatever there was before.
Bloodhound
How
and
many?
the other one, yeah. There's been a bunch of those.
Lifeline, I think.
Lifeline, Bloodhound were the first ones, and they end up dropping pretty cheap. You could have picked them up for like $5 at one point.
Yeah, but it's a free game. Just
Then they make these skins exclusively that you can only get through
they
those
come with
bundles,
codes
and
anyway. Like it's only a code. You don't need a disc for. You don't need a case.
it's just kids go, oh, I can get a physical thing. Like we want physical things ourselves, but it's like the sense that things that should be digital should stay digital. You know, shouldn't have physical if it doesn't.
On Fortnite, you could have just put the stuff on a card.
Oh no. Well, at least that's what I said. At least with those Fortnite ones, I've got the cases and they actually have discs in them. That's
Yeah,
one
but
thing I do
can you
like.
play the game from it though?
It does launch the game.
But you can't play it.
Well, because it's the new map stuff now. It's all updated. They're the old.
That's what I mean. Like you can't use it now.
Technically, yeah.
So it was like,
If you had a proper program, you could run it. You could actually load up everything on those discs. So, but
people need to wake up there. Like be like us.
I just got them because I got them cheap. That was the best thing for the V-Bucks.
Yeah, but like people paying full price as soon as they come out. It's like
I always wait for them when they're cheaper on
You're-
specials.
you're encouraging these fucking devs to do this.
Well,
Like,
I feel like we're leading to as well with everything that's happening. I feel like we're looking at getting a DC event soon as well, because we've had like Superman drop this season. We've had a few Batmans come and go, especially with we've had the comic books come and go as well. But the way it's going with more of these DC skins coming, it looks like we might.
yeah, but don't forget, they've got to
event.
agree with Warner about that, though.
Well, that's
And
the thing.
Warner
That's
don't. Warner very fucking stingy with their things.
well, the way they're going, they haven't actually been. They've actually been going really well with the comic books and the characters they've been announcing and stuff that have been in crossovers.
Yeah, but mainly it's just going to be the comic book versions. They're going to be all in.
Well, it's getting to the point now where the comic book, because they've done that Batman Fortnite crossover thing, which was doing one bit of a narrative. It came down to the end of everything that's been happening that sent Batman and Superman to Fortnite. Ended up being a team up between Lex Luthor and the Batman Who Laughs, which are in different universe. Like Batman Who Laughs is in a different universe to the Batman we have and everything like that. Anyway, in the comics, but he was in this universe apparently. There must be another crossover between universes, and was the one that teamed up to send them to Fortnite, which is just like what? And then
No, but
apparently,
doesn't DC doesn't have a multiverse, does it? Like
yeah,
Marvel, like have
yeah,
they?
yeah, they got a big multiverse thing as well, Flashpoint and everything like that.
That explains why Flash is like what 3 different people playing him.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff with that. They have this
Ooh.
multiverse stuff, but apparently
Yeah.
Batman's multiverse is very similar to Fortnite's multiverse explanation and all this weird shit, and that's why they chose Batman out of all things to cross over. And it feels like Fortnite's more DC lore, but yet it's
Yeah,
it's a lot
wasn't
of Marvel.
maybe they're gonna bring in the Justice League and just end Fortnite with the Justice League coming in.
Oh, who knows what's going on because it's going to keep going. Like we've got all these different crossovers happening. For this season alone, it looks like Superman may be the main character to wrap up this current Alien season, which may lead into the DC season. Because we've seen because they've just dropped the Wonder Woman skin, and I picked that up. And like I said, there's rumored of Lex Luthor and the Batman's Who Laughs possibly appearing as skins in the game. And possibly other few other, but they've also brought into the store the Laugh Last bundle, which was the Joker, Ivy, and Midas. They've come back in the Fortnite store again, which they're like pushing those again, which is interesting. When they were a bundle that was there a while back when the Marvel event happened, which made no sense, which was a bit weird. Which we thought maybe a DC event was happening then, but now we're getting a
Yeah, that's
DC
weird.
event.
Dropping the Joker stuff with the Marvel event. That's fucking.
Yeah, it was very strange what was going on, but it kind of made sense for the Midas character with what the events had happened following everything.
Maybe
And
that
that
was Midas again.
he's the guy with the golden touch.
No fucking idea who
He
that is.
touches. He touches. Basically, it's a character. It's always been a character, whatever story where he touches objects and they turn into gold. So he was basically a character like that, and his name was the same name. So
I've no idea.
yeah, he was cursed. Everything he touched turned to gold. So
How's that a curse? I hate you. Wink.
well, that's exactly it. You could see a silver lining to it, I guess, but he couldn't. He couldn't have loved ones. He couldn't do anything. You know, it's like the man turned everything to Skittles. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, he could turn himself to gold, but he was still fine. And there's like weird things that made no sense. But it's
What?
kind of
He's
cool.
just a gold man walking around.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, look, my jizz is gold.
But there was like a parallel alternate universe thing in the game as well because there was a female Midas. So there's this weird lore stuff going on. Yeah, exactly.
If if she touched him, he'd turn to gold.
So I don't know.
That's weird.
But there was
Some of them universes make no fucking sense.
This is see Midas with the Golden Touch is a story from forever. I remember that as a kid hearing stories of Midas, the Midas Touch. So
Never.
that's where the parody for the Skittles ad came from, where the guy turned everything into Skittles when he touched it. Remember that Skittles ad? Where he's like who is like his partner, like this is when he first realized his powers, and he's like his partner gave birth, and he grabbed the baby, and the baby turned to Skittles. He's like, ah! Taste the rainbow. Like, what the fuck? That was traumatizing advertisement back then. That was like fucking deep.
Taste the rainbow. Just
Fucking deep. Those Skittle ads were fucking sketchy as back in the day.
the Skittle ads are funny though.
They were gold, but it's just like, fuck, they were ballsy back then. You could
When you
fucking,
pay attention, it was just
like the one that were being suggestive about giving blowjobs in a trailer, and it was like, taste the rainbow.
Shooting one.
Yeah, I was like, fucking, these guys are ballsy as fuck, and now they don't do anything. I can understand why, most probably nowadays, they'd be fucking too triggered.
Yeah, it's not bad though. Like it's just
It was
Skittles.
great, made humour, like, but no,
It's like long man. That was a new ad though, wasn't it? Like that's Korean.
Japanese ad. Yeah, Korean, Japanese, Korean,
Korean?
I can't remember now.
Japanese?
Long man, I don't.
Like that's only a new ad because that candy's new. I think
Well, mostly new to us.
you can actually buy that though. That's crazy. I want to buy it and just do a
know.
parody on Beardy Bros. Just long
You get the one
man.
that love the little packet of them.
Long, long man.
But no,
Oh my
there's been some
god.
data miners as well. Before we go on, we're trying to get at this video
Data.
from Fortnite.
Data mine.
Some data
Data.
mines had
Data
revealed some stuff that
mine.
are coming to the game because they also revealed before Wonder Woman was announced that Wonder Woman was coming. It was like the day before Wonder Woman was actually
It
announced. They
ruins games. Like, oh, that's coming. Well, thanks for that.
yeah, well
Like,
they dug up and found Morty skin in the game that's been recently in the code. So there's a Morty skin coming to the
he's
store.
too small. Like, he's a kid. Like,
Well, there's a way they've worked around that. So you've watched? Have you watched some of the episodes?
hey,
You've watched some of the episodes of Rick and Morty? How much have you watched?
up to season 4.
Okay, well you've seen that episode where Snowball is the mech robot. It's like season
Oh
1.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically
No.
they've got Morty in one of those kind of robots things, and he's like he sits and he's like, ah! Oh Jesus, I'm gonna punch you.
It'd be better if Snowball was in than you had Snowball as a
Right?
character.
But yeah, so that's how they've compromised with Morty being so short. They've put him in a mech, and he's got like the sourest face, like I'm gonna fuck you up, man. He's got like that like angry look all the time, so it's great. So it's gonna be interesting.
Snowball's better.
It would have been cool if they actually had Snowball added to the game.
Yeah, like having Snowball instead of Morty.
Like it would have
Like
been funny as.
Rick and Snowball, because they were getting along fine.
Right? That would be great, but so I got that. At least we're getting a Morty anyway.
Say
But
my
we
name.
technically had a Morty. Say my name. But like we technically had
Yeah.
Morty with the hammer, but I guess people they wanted to actually put Morty in the game, so it's gonna be
I
interesting.
mean, just give us a hammer,
Alright.
and then Snowball can use Morty as a hammer. Like, yeah,
But now you got Morty, be able to use Morty as the hammer, which makes this is gonna be weird.
no sense. Because how do you use
One
yourself
universe
as
from another, yeah, it's like all the different universes. So one universe using another universe, Morty. Like Morty wouldn't even do. I don't know. It's even
I would have
be
bought a
possible.
Snowball.
I know. So I'll end up getting Morty when that comes either way.
Snowball
So I'll get
Morty.
Snowball would be good. Bird was it Bird Person?
Birdman. Oh, Bird Person. He'd be pretty cool as
Bird
well.
Person would be cool. Hello, Rick.
They're not the only ones who make sense.
Like I don't know. It's just
Yeah, but Morty doesn't use a gun, does he?
Yeah, well, they all have guns, and Rick's guns. They use them, and they. Morty's
Yeah,
killed
but
a few
Morty
people.
doesn't really.
Yeah, Morty's killed a few people.
Well, not compared to Rick.
Or Rick's killed a lot of people. Yeah.
Morty's always in cover, like, oh, fucking
no.
just chilling.
Well, nowadays he's like doesn't give a shit anymore. I think it was like season 4.
Yeah, because he turned into a badass at some
And
point.
he's like fucking snapped, and he's like, "Fuck everything, man." So
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's just like, I don't give a shit. This is real.
yeah, he's just fucking lost his shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting either way. So I'm keen to see when that skin drops in. So we've got till because we're in August now. We've got
October, wouldn't
it ends 12th of September this season. This pass,
Oh,
and then
so
the new one starts
like a couple of weeks. Oh,
Mm.
3 weeks.
something
4
like that.
weeks.
So yeah, we're getting there towards
3.
the end now.
Them
So-
seasons going way too quick now. Jesus.
Well, they've lasted a lot longer because it started. That season started back in like June, end of June. And it's ran for like 4 months or something like that.
3.
June.
No, less than 3. It's like 2 and a bit.
Oh no, it's gone longer than normal.
You said June.
No, I think it was. No, May. I think it was May.
That's a 3.
Yeah, 3 and a bit, 3.5 or something months. It's ran.
Same as a Rocket League one. Oh no, that's. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is.
Gone for a fair while though than normal because usually each season is was only a month originally. It was like a month.
Season
new
should be
season,
a
month, new
season should be a fucking year, like a TV
Or
show.
every 2 months, it was like a season.
Like COD season, they pumping them out pretty fucking quick.
That's exactly. It feels the same way. That's what I mean. It's like they catch up.
They're on
trying to
season
catch up.
5, and it's like been it for a fucking year.
They,
Yet on
yeah, they've been
season
doing
5.
a season every month. I think it is now. They've been like, as a month, here's a new season. A month, here's a new season. A month, new season. It's like fuck.
I'm looking forward to the new COD. Just don't put a fucking battle pass in, please.
Oh, that battle pass mechanic is fucking dirty. Especially for games that are paid. If it's a paid game, then a battle pass system should be free. If you're gonna have one, it should be free. Like people should be able to grind, like not pay for it, but they have to grind through it. If they're gonna keep their recipe, if you pay for the game, the content should be free.
Yeah, $100 game. The battle pass should be free.
Like, well, it should be like Halo's one, where the content's there and you grind through it, and you're basically just grinding through it to unlock your parts, which you can get all the time anyway. And it rotates through each different battle pass, so you may miss it that first time, but then it'll appear again in a different pass down the track, and you can unlock it again. Like, it's content that's always there. It's just at different times you can get
No,
it.
no, it should be like back in the
Earn it.
day on the PS3 in that
Do certain
you
challenges.
can just play the game and unlock everything.
when you do certain
Just play the
challenges.
game.
get you hit
unlock.
you like 1,000 XP or something, or killed so many heads, you got this item.
Yeah, it should be.
You did so many jumps, like warthog jumps
Although
or something in Halo.
there was a thing last week that I didn't speak about, but the lawmakers are finally going to probably ban loot boxes very soon.
Yes, I did hear about that.
So I'm like,
Officially,
yes, because people loot boxes are definitely gambling now. So
well, they were before.
yeah,
Definitely.
but remember they said surprise mechanics, which got them out of it because they're not loot boxes, they're surprise
Well, what games
mechanics.
still have loot boxes? You've got like Apex that still has it
Well,
because you can
a
buy
lot of
them.
games have
As long
every
as-
online game
I'll say
pretty
as
much.
long as the only reason you can have loot boxes is if you don't pay for them. That's the only time you can keep them in a game as a surprise
Rocket
loot
League
system.
because you get them.
You unlock them as rewards either way. You're not paying
You
for them.
play a match, you get a chance to get a crate, or you do a
That's
challenge,
what-
you get
yeah.
a crate.
Exactly. So if you have to pay
Rocket
for
League
it,
does it well. Like you don't have to pay for it. You just unlock it, but you get some of the old stuff. But who cares? Like you're still getting something.
exactly. So
There's still a chance to get something new. But like their Rocket Pass, the best way to do a pass. You pay for it. You can use the credits from that to pay. You just have the one thing.
well, you can do that with Fortnite as well if you're smart about it. But all the other ones,
Oh yeah,
like they actually Fortnite gives you a little bit more this time around too. They've actually improved on it and give you that little bit more. It's like an extra 100,
Yeah.
I think, or something like that. But it's
which is fuck all really.
But
it
it's
takes you
the
like
thought that-
10 seasons to fucking get another one.
But then I do like
V-Bucks.
the metaphor of using the. It can be a bit dirty sometimes with the whole crew system, but if you're smart about it and you buy it every cycle, you pay the one price if you wanted to straight up. Unless if you wanted to just do it once, pay that up, get your pass, get your credits, and then just keep doing it that way too. Because then you're getting the V-Bucks from the pass, and like the battle pass and the crew pass, so you're getting technically 2,000 V-Bucks or more, 2,500 or something like that, and you're getting those in that cycle, and you actually benefit more out of it. So.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
here
I
and there.
cancelled my crew pass because I was just like, why
You're
I
not
get
playing.
charged like $18? I'm like,
Yeah,
Fortnite.
Yeah, if you're not playing it, there's no point. Like,
I was just like, I'll go on there and cancel.
but see, I still buy it, pay for it because I still play it, and I'm still, and it's the cheapest way for me to get V-Bucks to spend in the game. So,
Yeah.
To buy their skin, so it's kind of like a loophole for me, which is kind of like.
Can I send you V-Bucks? Because I got probably V-Bucks on there I don't even use.
The only way I think you can send V-Bucks was through the PvE Save the World, because I've got like 20 V-Bucks there, and I think what ended up happening at one point was someone gave me like 20 V-Bucks, and I'm now stuck with 20 V-Bucks. So my account is so out of sync because everything's bought in denotions of.
You have 1,020.
Yeah, like everything's in denotions of like solid
Why don't you
numbers.
give 20 to someone else? Or give 10 to someone, 10 to someone?
I was like, I don't want to give these kids V-Bucks. They can fuck off.
That's 20 V-Bucks. You didn't buy it. Just pass it on to someone else and
Well,
fuck
true,
up their
but-
fucking wallet.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like, what the hell? Because like they used to at one point there was odd
Or
increments
just,
at the
just
start.
give everyone one. Just one V-Buck, one V-Buck, one V-Buck.
That would be the most best way of doing it because then everyone's left all these kids like, oh, I got a V-Buck, and it's like, oh fuck, like it's just ruined their account. Like they're like, oh, I've got a V-Buck, but it's like everything's thrown out because it's just 1 point. But
Just
yeah.
imagine, like, you're like, yeah, you
Because
motherfuckers.
in the Save the World, there was odd increments you could spend on the V-Bucks, but then everything got rounded up to solid, so it's like 50s. So it's 50, 100, 150, you know, like that.
There
kind
was
of-
it before, like the 20 or something.
There was odd increments, so you could pay things like 120, or it's like 100, like there was always weird amounts you could do things for. Like
That's
70
weird.
V-Bucks for something, and it was odd fucking increments, so you could get away with it. But now it's like everything's rounded evenly, so I've got fucking 20 V-Bucks. Every fucking time it'd be like, here's 20, and it's like 120. It's like, well, it's like 70, 120, 170, and it's like fucking OCD for me. It's like, if I want it to be zero, I want it to be zero, not just
Why don't
20.
you just give it to Jack? Just give him the fucking 20.
Oh, it's just like, it's just so annoying.
And then if you need it, you can just take it back.
It's just annoying that it does nothing. There's no increments for that now. It's just like, it's just dirty.
How'd they get the 20 though? Do they have the increment part then just have that like the
When
whole
it was,
time?
when it was
or...
like you could gift whatever amount, and some dude was like, "I'll trade." Because yeah, I vaguely remember it happening. It was like, "Oh, if you give me this, this, and this, I'll trade you this, this, and this." And he goes, "Here's his guns," and gave me V-Bucks. And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh, if you want." And yeah, he gave me like 20 V-Bucks or something stupid like that. And I was like, "Fuck!" Now I'm stuck with it.
I'd be pissed.
So
Because I'm
that's not
triggered
what it
right
is.
now in Rocket League. I've got 400 credits.
Yeah. Well, that's happened to me before too. Like someone gave me, I can't remember who it was. Someone gave me, I think it was, I can't remember who it was. Someone gave me V-Bucks. Oh, not V-Bucks, friggin' Rocket Bucks. I already know
Oh,
someone
credits.
gave me... Yeah, credits, yeah. I already know someone gave me V-Bucks. But, yeah, someone done to that as well, where at one point they were like, here's the trade, and they, like, traded the credits and the fucking parts as well, and I was like... At least it kind of did add up at points back then. Like, I don't know if it does now. It's still, I think it's broken because they've rounded everything now. Everything's at an even...
No, you can still get 50 credit things.
Like, odd credits, but yeah, it's just like...
Remember, because it's usually special toppers, boosts, and
Yeah.
the nameplates you can get for 50 credits.
Yeah.
So I remember grabbing the what was it, the fucking gargoyle and shit in the castle,
Oh, yeah, I
and the
bought those,
fucking
yeah.
zombie hand for like 50 credits. That's fucking dope.
Some good stuff. That's what I like. That's what I'm waiting for when October comes around for all the Halloween holiday stuff that could happen for like Fortnite and Rocket League and things like that. So
And mainly Rocket League, 'cause you get some cool shit from Psionics. Like
I'm keen to see what they have for that
I have a
season.
gargoyle that sits on top of the car. Then you got a zombie hand that actually moves and grabs, and it's so cool.
I got the. Well, I'm looking at maybe getting the this current Rocket Pass because I do like the Western stuff they've got going on. I do like that. It looks pretty cool.
Finger guns.
Like, I really want to look at getting that at least.
I want to get that titanium. I want to get every color of the finger guns.
Oh, right.
I like the sound effect. like you get the cowboy hat.
Well, that was I was gonna say a little nice segue I'm going to use to segue. Talking about pure westerns, pure westerns. I mean, it looks a bit interesting of a game. It's the EX Killer, EXE Killer. So it's they dropped their trailer. I think it was today or yesterday. Time zones are weird.
Today?
So mostly today our time. They dropped the trailer, the full
You
trailer.
talked about it before. So must have just dropped.
I think it must have dropped earlier in the day or something because it is late in the afternoon.
Wait, what was it?
Pick a goal
What
on.
was it called?
EXE. So you know, if anyone would always refer to something as like .exe, it's the actual EXE Killer as one word, and it's a cyberpunk western shooter.
EXE Killer.
So it's like, yeah, it's interesting because it looks like a bit like Cyberpunk from Wish, but looks a lot better than Cyberpunk itself.
PS post-apocalyptic.
It's a western. Like if you were to think of like Clint Eastwood western.
Clint Eastwood Western. Just think of that.
Just think of a Clint Eastwood western and think of a dash of Cyberpunk, but not janky.
Oh damn!
It looks kind of cool, eh? I think it's like a bit like an arcade shooter, maybe.
It probably runs better than Cyberpunk 2.
That's what I was gonna say. It's mostly run better than Cyberpunk, even though it looks like Cyberpunk from Wish. It like kind of like
looks way better.
It looks way right. So much better.
The fucking door opens up. You're like,
but like it looks so much like Cyberpunk at the same time, though, doesn't it? But I don't know. It's interesting.
it looks way better than Cyberpunk. This looks more Cyberpunky.
Right? It looks like what Cyberpunk was trying to be, because you're a bounty hunter and you're hunting down bounties and stuff. It's like a future Western, and it's like that's kind of what almost like what Cyberpunk is kind of like when you do your jobs and stuff. You hunt down bounties and stuff. That's kind of what you do. As a it's kind of like one of their old premises of like what they wanted to do for Cyberpunk, and they're like, oh, we don't want to necessarily go down that path, and someone's like, well, we'll do that instead. Like. And that happens with a lot of games. People go, where they propose an idea and like, oh, we'll go through it. It's like, no, we don't like this. We'll do this idea instead.
The funny part is, it says you can wishlist it right now on Steam.
So, because their full trailer just got announced today. But I was like, that looks cool. I was like, ooh. And, yeah. My segue from that was where I was going to lead into is Cyberpunk. They just got with the latest update.
PC, though.
Yeah. Cyberpunk received a 37 gig update.
I'm happy I didn't install it again.
So basically, it's just
I'm
bunch
waiting
of
for
more
the
patches.
next gen. Like, fuck me.
Definitely a bunch of patches, and they only selected in a few DLC items, which were just basically skins and stuff like that, like clothing items and stuff. They've added free extra clothing items to your wardrobe, and they've given a different outfit to
You
Johnny
change
Silverhand.
clothes in the game. You don't really notice the.
Like, why give these clothes unless it's going to be like
You're
people
always
choose
in
what they
first
chose?
person unless you're doing a cutscene, but even then, it's mostly you're in your own little apartment and the cutscene happens, and they're like you're getting on the bed, off the bed, like.
I don't know, barely. I only slept at the start of the game, and I've never slept through the rest of that game.
I've never, unless it forced you to. That's
Yeah,
when
that's
I did
exactly
it.
it. Like, I've never slept through that game unless you needed to. Like, it's kind of funny. You spent the whole time on the road. But they added a alternate outfit for Johnny Silverhand, and basically makes Johnny look like a corpo rat. And it's just like,
Also, rat.
why make him look like a corpo when that's the one thing he despises the most is the corpos, and yet he looks like a punk
I
rock
guess it's
corpo.
because it's been out for a while. They wanted to change things up.
Well, apparently it was one of the concepts they had early on for his designs.
Yeah, apparently, Keanu Reeves wasn't meant to be Johnny, so there's also they might get a new fucking skin for maybe.
Well, I thought when they were talking about the alt design was when they first mentioned the alt design was it was actually going to be the non Keanu Reeves, like still voiced by Keanu, of course, but it was going to be the non Keanu Reeves look. But it ended up just being the same look. But it's basically though. Have you seen the picture of what he looked like?
No,
You haven't seen it.
So I'll look at it later though.
So basically, I'll explain the most of it though. We know what he looks like with the singlet, with the cool jeans, and you see silver hair and everything like that. He's still kind of got these tight jeans, these grey tight jeans. He has like this weird kind of, like I say, very corpo-ish leather jacket, like kind of formal, not even leather jacket. Like he's got this jacket on with a plain shirt.
Not leather.
Yeah, it's not leather.
Ooh.
It's like a basic just plaid, not even plaid. I don't know why I said plaid. Just a suit shirt, like a super, like I don't know, some kind of futuristic
So like a corp.
suit jacket. Yeah, that's why I said that's why it looks like a corpo rat. But then he doesn't have his long hair. He has a bald like emo comb over look, black emo comb over haircut. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, and that's why he looks like a corpo. Like he looks way too much like a corpo. And I'm like, why? This is fucking the one thing he despises. He looks like. I'm like, this is weird. This is wrong. What are you doing? Like, no wonder there was like an alt design, and they went with a different look because it's fucking garbage. So
I'm fucking happy I got my damn steelbook now.
yeah, I got mine.
This thing is dope. Like I can't believe it.
It is pretty cool.
So much detail on like the textures and everything. Like, damn son.
You got your multipass thing as well. You get your exclusive little multipass.
Oh what?
You get your Cyberpunk card.
Fuck is that?
All the editions come with a card. It's just like a FPOS card. It has the code. It actually has the code. Like I've already redeemed the code, but it has like the code for the game on it. Yeah. Well, it's actually PC one though. Actually, you didn't get on PC, did you? No.
No.
No, that's why I got the one because my PC one comes with like a little credit card.
Yeah, mine come with the case and a case.
Yeah, no, that's why I forgot about that. It's a PC thing. So PC actually comes with a credit card that has the code for the game on it.
Why currently you've already redeemed it though? Like no one can redeem it.
I don't know. I just don't.
You just don't know.
Yeah, like it's like look at it.
You can't really see the detail though.
No, it's like a few lines on it, but it's the size of an actual like card. It's like a credit card. I'm like, that's a cool way of giving your game as a code, like on the thing, like.
Look at your computer.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, oh, so you didn't get the steelbook then?
No, I got the steelbook.
Did you buy it twice?
I bought it on my collector's edition was on PC. So I got the steelbook. So basically, what it came with, I'll find my steelbook.
So you still get a steelbook with it?
Yeah, here it is.
Dang it!
So I what was in your steelbook too, by the way?
Hey?
What was inside your steelbook?
Nothing. What?
Nothing was in your steelbook.
No. What the hell is that? The soundtrack?
Yeah, the soundtrack came in the steelbook.
I think mine's separate. Mine's in the box still.
Yeah, mine came. So basically, how it came was it got the stickers, and there was like a sleeve. This was actually on. There's like a little card.
Mine's just like that.
Okay. It's basically the same. Mine had a little sleeve, and that actually came on a black sleeve, and that was like in the steelbook, like in here on a sleeve. It was in there. It was just a black piece of paper. It was just stuck to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the soundtrack was in it. So I've kept the soundtrack actually in this case still.
I think my soundtrack's in the box.
Really?
My box is packed away in the next room because I got no. That box is fucking massive.
But the steelbook is pretty cool. It is a pretty cool steelbook.
Like its texture is like so cool.
Like you feel like it's smooth and rough, and I was like, oh, so cool.
I gave my brother my other collection. Remember the other I would have had 2 copies, so
Yep.
I got it on PS4 again. So if they do a collector's edition for PS5, I'll buy that as well.
Doom Steelbook.
Yeah, I got the Eternal one. Or was that the Eternal one?
Because I gave them away when I went to PAX.
The hell is that?
The
Fallout 76.
Yeah, they gave them away for free because they had a whole bunch of bins of Steelbook.
Dang it! I was looking for one of them. God dang it!
Well, I've got 2. Whenever I see you, you can get one.
Because I'm trying to find it for ages, but it was the Tricentennial edition, I think, had the Steelbook.
Yeah, they gave out, when they had the bins, they had lanyards, which I grabbed a couple of those. I don't know where they've gone, though. I grabbed a couple of bags of their, because you know how they had the collector's, the edition that came with, the little toy soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple of bags of those. I grabbed a couple of bags of them. It was pretty cool.
I've got to buy it again. I've got to buy it for PlayStation.
Well, I got the Steelbook, so whenever I do see you, who knows that may be, otherwise I might have to post it down to you.
Whenever that is. Probably next year. Well,
who knows, hopefully.
And we can travel states, we just can't leave the damn country.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can leave on certain conditions, but coming back is the hard part.
I just don't want to risk flying on a plane and having to be on with a plane with someone that might have it.
That's why you wear a mask and don't touch anything. Just don't touch.
The air's circulating in the plane.
Yeah, you wear a mask, bruh.
Yeah, but you're still breathing in that air. It's circulating through. It's
circulating through.
Space.
If you're at work, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but it's more open. It's going to spread open air.
Just wait till that razor mask, bruh. Just be like Darth Vader. Because they got the air purifiers. That's very fucking cool. That holder's gonna be expensive.
Most probably.
Like $200 or so. But it's washable. It's reusable. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I think you can buy the filters separate. Well, yeah, of course you'd have to.
Well, that's exactly. You would have to replace them every now and then, I imagine.
Probably not that often because you wouldn't be using them 24/7.
No. But yeah, it'd be one of those things.
It's also got fucking LED. It's got fucking RGB in it and everything. Like
that's the cool thing about it.
You can also see your mouth because that's what people don't like masks. You can't see like the whole face. But this has got the cool see-through part.
There's like this dude on TikTok I saw. There was another brings up about masks. It must have been in no, I don't know if it was. I think it was in New Zealand. It was a dude in New Zealand because he had the accent. And he was at the shops. And he had like a blue bandana, like a bandana around his face. And he goes, wear the mask. And he's like, oh, I can't. This is uncomfortable. I don't want to wear this. And he goes, I'm only here for Apple Crumble. I'm not here for an Apple Rumble. And he takes the mask off and then he flips the camera around. And there's a dude in all red and he's got the red bandana around his face. And it's like the whole Bloods and Crips. And he's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Like I said, I'm here for an Apple Crumble, not for an Apple Rumble. Oh, like that's freaking hilarious. And then I came across
Apple Crumble now.
Right. And I came across another one of his videos. I came across another one of the videos he posted, the same thing, and he's like, I'm going to be a much safer now walking around the shops. I won't have any problems this time around. He flicks this, because he's filming in the aisles, he flicks the camera around, and he's wearing a full-face balaclava. So like there's eye holes and mouth hole, and he's like, at least I'll be safe this time. It's just like, you still got the mouth hole for one.
Balaclavas, they don't really protect anything.
No, but it's just hilarious.
They just say hide yourself. They're not meant to protect anything.
Yeah, well, they're for skiing, realistically, to protect you from the snow.
Yeah, but air still gets in. Well, they are breathable.
Keep yourself warm. Realistically,
they're breathable.
That's what balaclavas are for.
And robbing people, but
well, they're designed keep yourself warm, robbing people. Robbing people staying warm.
It's not for outdoor workers, skiers. I might say surfers, but it's what the fuck.
Oh, dude, don't tempt me. I might Photoshop a surfer with a balaclava on their face.
The dude from Siege fucking surfing. Recruit from Siege. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Surfing, you got fucking sledge behind him, the fucking...
just...
He hits that board, he goes flipping. Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
I'm dying.
I'll come back to the Skyrim thing before we move on to what you've got so we can keep moving this through.
Skyrim.
Bring up Skyrim quickly. So Skyrim Anniversary Edition has been announced for PS5 and Xbox series range. So
And PC, I
I
guess
think PC
again.
as well. We all knew that it was coming to next gen
Switch.
consoles. No, I don't. I didn't hear anything about the Switch. So we all knew it was coming to next gen consoles, but they've decided to announce an anniversary edition, which
Mm.
is also includes 500 items that seem to be curated from the community creation club. So I guess it's the community items, kind of like modded items and stuff like that, like that were features
Yeah,
items for modded, like extra additional items. I guess like chairs and tables,
and
bedding,
mods that people
that
want
kind of
for
things.
their houses
So
and
they've
shit.
got a whole bunch of those things that they've decided to curate and put in the game as well, which they're putting at an extra charge fee, which we'll most likely see this, as I was saying before the podcast, that because they're calling it an anniversary edition and they're including extra items, like a fishing mode as well. Then they specifically said we're adding a
Ah,
free fishing mode. Well, it's clearly not free if you happen to include it with this version, which you have to pay for. It's really not free. But they're adding a fishing mode as well. I don't know what they're doing, but
unless it's on
mostly
the day one patch, but this game shouldn't be patched day one because it's being re-released 4 fucking times before,
exactly.
3 times
So
before.
they'll mostly
If
try and push
there's
this
one
itself.
download to this game, they fucked it up.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be the most download for the 500 curated items, most likely.
But they can put it on the disc before and just ship it.
We'll wait and see. They'll relabel the disc. It'll be the exact same thing. But because of this, we'll mostly see the title being released at a full price, which is mostly a $70-$80 price tag.
Yeah.
If not more, we may see it at more than that because it's listed as anniversary edition, because it's got extra items in it.
Probably 60
They'll
JB
loophole
hi-fi.
it. Who knows what's going to happen, but they'll loophole it and mostly fully release it. They've stated as well that from the last gen, so your PS4s and your Xbox copies of those, you can get a free upgrade of the special edition. But if you want to get the upgrade for the anniversary edition for what you got, you have to pay the difference. Which where it may be $20,
Shouldn't be that
$30,
much,
$40.
like
Who knows
probably
what they're going to
10,
charge?
20.
Who knows what they're going to charge? So you can pay to get
Shouldn't
those
have to do
additional
that.
items. Like realistically, they should just be giving it out to people in general. Like, why should we have to pay for this when we've paid for it multiple times already? So I don't know. It's people that have bought the 360 version twice because there was the standard version, and then the DLC they may have bought, or if there's the complete edition, and then you've got the complete edition on Xbox and PS4, and I don't know. So it's just one of those
I
stupid
just
things.
don't get why they do it.
I don't know. But I mean, Quake got re-released this week, today.
Yeah, but that looks just exactly the same.
That's
That's Bethesda. They're living in the past.
They could have updated the models. They didn't. They've got old school models at high resolution. It does
What
look
was that
nice and
last
clean.
game they've really released? That was not Fallout or Skyrim.
Bethesda themselves.
Nothing. Just Fallout 4 and 76.
Because they don't actually. Because Doom's like id realistically.
id, Machine Game through Wolfenstein.
Like it's still under the Bethesda tree family, but it's technically not theirs.
No, but they don't develop them. They develop Skyrim.
They're publishers, yeah.
They get the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. That's
That's
it.
specifically them as their own development. That's their game. So yeah. I don't know.
So why not? Skyrim's been out 10 years this year.
They keep updating Elder Scrolls Online. We're
can
still
get
waiting
fucked.
on, and they announced Elder Scrolls 6 forever ago, and we're still far away from
It's
Elder
meant to be
Scrolls.
2024 or 5 or something that's
And they
coming out.
announced that
So
like
it's still
4 or 5
3,
years
4
ago.
years away.
They already announced that. Like, so it's like in total it's taken 10.
I'm pretty
it's gonna take
sure
10
that's
years to
been
10 years.
worked on since Skyrim.
Yeah, most probably.
10 years ago,
changed.
man. 10
I'll
years.
laugh.
this-
I'll laugh. They work on this whole game, spend all this time working on it, and it comes out janky just like fucking Fallout, or they're like, I will laugh my ass off if it comes out. It's like,
I wouldn't say like Fallout because that was online. Elder Scrolls that should not be online.
but I mean, Elder Scrolls Online is apparently a really big populated game. People
Yeah,
play
but
that.
the Elder Scrolls 6 is like Skyrim, like big open world, single player, do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, then they might incorporate like not online style thing, but they might be multiplayer in it. So
I hope not. I mean, I'll probably still play it, but
I think it might have been rumored to be co-op.
I've
or
never
3
finished
players,
Skyrim.
but- Yeah,
As far as I got was becoming a werewolf, and that's it.
yeah.
And that's pretty early on.
Well, it can be. It depends on how you go, and that's the thing with that game. You can do
I
whatever you
found
want.
it by accident. I just walked and a bit, I think.
Well, that's like the story I told you about when I became a vampire.
Yeah.
Fucking one of my
So
playthroughs,
early.
I load up one of my playthroughs and the vampires were killing through that fucking main village. Start of the game, and then they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I turned into a vampire because I got scratched by one. That's all it takes. Just get scratched, and you've got the plague herpes, and you turn into a vampire. The
Yeah,
midnight
but being a
herpes.
vampire would be cool though. Can you go in daylight?
You're weak, I think, during the daylight.
Yeah, fuck that.
So you
Like
have
being
like,
a werewolf, you can get this fucking superhuman strength. You turn into a werewolf. So good. I've been around as a werewolf for ages, just
I
killing
wanted.
people.
Well, that was when I reloaded the game to the playthrough. That's when I heard about it, and I wanted to become a werewolf. That's why I played it to become a werewolf, and I couldn't because I'd already become a vampire. So I was screwed over before I even had a choice. Like I chose, like I want to become a werewolf now. I heard about it, so I was like, let's start a new game.
I mean, I was a werewolf, but I was running this on a very old system. And I got to a werewolf part, and my computer couldn't handle it. Let's just say Skyrim tanked my damn laptop.
That's so bad.
It was running at like 15 to 20 FPS. And like, this is fun. Quit. Bought a PS4, didn't play it. VR. Played it and got sick. Because I did the trick where you look down and jump. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Because it really looks like you're jumping, but you're sitting and you're going up and down. That is weird.
Yeah, your mind thinks I'm jumping, but I'm not actually moving anywhere.
I was just like, I'm going to stop doing that. And then I just go, wee, looking around in circles. I'm like, no. And that headset doesn't help. It doesn't help. I think there's a PlayStation event soon as well, Des.
I think there was one coming up.
And I think there's some VR stuff in there. So VR2 probably. Let's go.
That would be good. Yes, that would definitely be good to see some more VR stuff on
Yeah, we've
there.
got less chords because this original one there, it's up there because
Oh no,
I have it out. It wasn't so
we haven't played it in a long time.
since Rec Room. That was last year.
Yeah, mine's all locked away as well. Or not locked away. It's just under the secret adjustable coffee table. It's all packed away. I've been meaning to want to get it over here to plug it up to my computer, but I haven't.
You need room.
You do need.
No,
room.
don't use on the PC.
Don't use it on the PC.
No,
Why?
because no.
But I want to.
I think you can only use the keyboard and mouse if you do that. Though.
You can plug up a controller, but you have to use like wired Xbox controls, stuff like that. Wired PlayStation controllers.
Not even worth it.
You can't actually do proper.
I just want to see. I just want to. I don't want the PSVR 2 yet. I just want to see what the controller looks like, what the headset looks like.
The whole trigger.
Fingers, like the finger sensitive touchpads and
cool.
shit. Like that'd be. Apparently, if like they can read your fingers, like if you do that,
It knows
the actual finger and game will bend. Like it's dope.
It knows the strength and the.
No, like it can actually read. It's got like readers on there.
Yeah, the sensor, so
Like,
it knows
it
the
could-
distance and the strength that you're doing, so it knows to bend it. Yeah,
Because I'm playing the Walking Dead game with it. Because that game is dope.
that'd be
I
cool.
was shit scared playing that game. I got the knife and it was like in someone's head.
Jesus.
Oh, dope. But
You
I got a bit sidetracked.
You got anything on your end? I've gone through my list. I mean, we need to chop and change, I think, sometimes.
I said it before, but Call of Duty, Vanguard, they got a trailer in Warzone. Like, why in Warzone?
Actually,
like,
advertising the game within a game, preview within the preview.
Yeah, like you had to do a
game.
mission. You had to take down a train.
Oh, we actually had to do a mission in the game, did you?
Like you actually had to take down a fucking transport train.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing that the train's been blown up in the game now, or something like that.
Yep.
And is that how the game starts off for you to play?
And then it
Warzone?
triggers a cutscene.
Oh, so I guess it's kind of like a in-game event to start off the game, like they've done before, like Fortnite has done themselves, where before you can actually play the game mode, you do this experience that you blow up.
Except I think
and then it affects the map.
I think whoever did that did it well because it was actually a full mission. I think like just a little mission. You did destroy the train, do other things. I think, and then everyone got the cutscene in there, which.
Cool.
it was a gameplay trailer, I think, which you got. They did remember Battlefield, how they had the war stories.
Yep.
I think it's like that.
Oh, they've gone down war stories route in the Vanguard.
It says there's 4 playable characters,
They're doing chapter stories instead
4
of
different parts.
doing what Battlefield. They're trying to be more like Battlefield now.
So I'm thinking this is gonna be trash, but I'll still play it. I didn't mind war stories, but I didn't. If you died to someone else, I was like, you can't. You've just got unlimited people to go through. Or if you're playing as someone, then their story ends. You're sad because you're like, oh, what happens to them? Remember fucking.
Yep.
What was it Modern Warfare? They had the one thing all the way through.
Yeah.
People loved it. They're gonna hate this.
Yeah. Well, even there, because well, you look how Modern Warfare was a solid game, like you said. Then you had Cold War. Had that was kind of like broken up as well. Like it was a solid one-line story, but like you could go through chapters and do it however you wanted.
I got lost through it.
It was weird how they done that.
Am I him? But then I'm there. But then I'm there. But then I'm there. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. It's weird.
It's like, can we just have Infinity Ward to make campaigns for everyone? Like, make them make campaigns.
That's exactly it.
Because they make the best.
It's interesting.
Like, I'm keen for next year for Modern Warfare 2 or whatever they're making. So, I mean, that comes out November 5th. Which, it's still a while away.
Less background noise, making noise.
3 months away is COD.
3 months away.
Which isn't that long because this year's gone quick.
Yeah.
It's almost September, bro.
I know.
Also, I forgot what that. Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Director's Cut is out now too.
Oh, is it? It's out now already. Damn.
I looked at Digital Foundry and their review of it, and it's a lock 60. You cannot get it to dip. It's 4K 60.
Oh, really? Like it's actually locked at it properly.
Well, it was for the PS4 one on PS5.
Oh, wow.
But it can dip in photo mode on there, though, like down to 55.
That's
but this one, it's completely locked. No drops.
Well, I can
at
understand being photo mode because it's the game being paused, so it doesn't need to run at 60 frames.
You know how and also with the new director's cut, the cutscenes are real time now.
Wait, for which one?
They're not pre-rendered in the director's cut. They're real time. But they put the capture at 30 frames to stick with the original game, like because it's more cinematic.
Yeah, because it looks too hyper.
They're real time now. They weren't before.
That's interesting.
Plus, you got the Icky Island and that.
I do apologize for the background noise.
You can't hear anything, so
this mic's going to pick it up.
I can't hear it there.
No, you can't hear it. The mic's going to pick it up. I had that issue last time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell are you doing?
I was feeding the guinea pigs, and it's going to be picked up on the mic because I could hear Jack before playing out in the lounge room coming through.
Hey, it's raw.
I know. This thing's very sensitive when we do this, so it's going to come.
I'll say that for last, but Captain America 4 is a thing.
Oh, yeah, with the actual Falcon.
Anthony Mackie. I'm like, yay.
Yay.
Why can't it just be a reboot thing? Like, was it 4?
I know what does have to be, but it's because it's the narrative of where the movies sit now to be confusing people too much because it's still part of the universe, so it's chronological order.
They could call it Captain America the new Avenger or something.
That's is it actually being called Captain America 4? Or is it being...
Yeah, well, that's what it says. That's what IGN called it, Captain America 4.
Because Captain America 3 is actually called just Captain America Civil War. You've got Captain America, Captain America, the First Avenger,
the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. So they haven't actually called them 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah. This is just... Maybe it's called 4 because Anthony Mackie. I don't know.
So who knows? I might actually give it a name.
But the big one is I only found out today that Halo Infinite will not ship with campaign co-op or Forge. Which, what do people want? They definitely want Forge.
Well, it's understandable. Like, you're going to have your multiplayer. I can see where they're getting at. Is like, for me personally, if you're buying Halo, are you going to be if you're buying Halo, are you going to be just like, oh, I'm going to get the game so I can play Forge mode straight up? Not really, no. Like, that's not the first thing I think about when
Yeah,
I'm going to play
some
Halo.
people do that though.
I know there are some people that are doing that, but the main focus
Like ever
is...
since Halo 3 when it was introduced, like Forge is a big thing.
Like, that's not the first thing I think about, though. Like, and that's like, it's like any
No.
game mode I want to play. Like, if I'm going to get a game, it's like, oh, the first thing I want to do is play with photo mode and take photos in every single angle of the game. Like, no,
It's
like, that's not the...
campaign and then multiplayer.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is going to be
Like-
free, which I think is coming before the game because it's free to play. So the multiplayer is dropping beforehand.
Just the campaign.
And then the campaign, which I by myself anyway. Like when I play these games, I always play the campaign solo anyway. Like I'm not going into it co-op. I play.
But I don't get it. Is it
completely
actually the
single.
whole campaign not shipping? Is it just a multiplayer? Like,
No, so what's happening is because the multiplayer is free to play, that's going to be released. From what I've heard, it's just going to be released before the game comes out. So the disc itself isn't going to include multiplayer because that's going to be the downloadable element.
Just the campaign and...
It's going to be kind of like Warzone, where Warzone's separate, but it's part of the launching
But
experience.
it's not separate. I installed Modern Warfare and Warzone's on it. I can't uninstall it.
That's exactly the thing. Like it's that weird thing. So it's going to be maybe like that in the sense. I don't know exactly, but that's what it looks like they're going for.
So I think Black Ops is Cold War's on there as well somehow. Like, because you can load up Cold War from Modern Warfare. I'm like, I don't want that. I just want Modern Warfare
They feel like
campaign multiplayer.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely like the Battlefield experience. Like you remember, like with the Battlefield games, where it brings up the index and you can load any Battlefield game if you have them installed on your hard drive, and you can launch them easy as.
If it's on a disc, why?
Yeah, it's for digital people. That's the thing. It's a feature for digital people.
Fucking stupid.
And like, it's not
If
everything's
it's for digital people, just... But it won't be that for another fucking 20 years or so.
Exactly. So.
Or even if ever.
But it's interesting the fact that that they're only offering, like, I can understand though in general, like co-op Halo, like co-op campaign. I can understand in general that being a thing that should technically be there because there's some people that want to experience a story together.
Look, I wouldn't mind doing a co-op with someone day one on stream or something. Like that'd be fucking dope.
Like I'll end up maybe streaming it, maybe not. Like I don't know. Like it'll be one of those games that
I definitely will.
But I'll be playing it definitely like from the beginning if I can, and like playing through the story. Like I want to play the story. This is what I've always done. I've played the story. And
I don't get why the campaign will launch, but the co-op part, you're just going to add an extra person. How hard is that?
It could be a server thing. It's weird. It sounds like it's running separately because there's no.
Because they did Halo 5. That was co-op.
Well, it's the same.
Was just
it's the
copy
same
and
thing
paste
again.
the same kind of thing.
It's they've had these bad experiences before. If you go back over the history of the Master Chief Collection, that was like on Xbox and consoles. So you had the whole game, the 4 games. You know, then later on they released ODST, and then they released Reach, part of the bundle. You could download them, pay for them.
And then 4, because 4 wasn't on there, I don't think.
4 was there.
4 isn't on disc.
5 is separate. I think. Oh no, I can't remember now. It's fucking weird.
No, I don't think 4 is on there. It's just 1, 2, 3, and now ODST and Reach, and 4.
It's 5. No, it's 5. It's 5 that's separate. What was it I was thinking? When it came to PC, when they did the Master Chief Collection for PC, did you hear about that debacle when they released that? They had the Master Chief Collection.
Halo never made for PC, like at all, really.
Well, back in the day it worked, but when they did the Master Chief Collection for PC, it was Halo 1, Halo 3, Halo 2 didn't exist because they were doing that whole remaster thing. It wasn't available for PC. When they finally eventually released the Master Chief Collection.
Don't forget, back in the day, Halo wasn't on PC. It was just Xbox, really, first.
Oh, yeah, it came out... What's the date that it came out on? I don't have the case in here. It's in another spot. When did
Halo 2 didn't hit for ages either, I don't think. And 3 was non-existent. Like 3... Oof.
I don't know where it's gone now. I had the case here somewhere. There was a spot I have somewhere. There's a case I've got.
Because I swear that people waited years for Halo, like proper Halo.
I can just Google it up. I don't know. I'm looking for my case. I've got a case. I actually own all the Halos on.
No big deal, but
yeah, it came out on PC because I remember playing it back in school. Actually, on the computers back in school. Halo on the PCs.
I know. So it was only played on Xbox. That's pretty much where I played it. I've never played on PC.
Yeah, because it was originally.
Hey, I tried downloading it on fucking the Xbox app, and it froze my whole fucking computer. How do you explain that, Microsoft?
How do you
And I've
explain
still
that?
got it on there. I think still the icon's still here. Even though I haven't got it.
Yeah, because I think it came out more than the same.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe Halo's gone, but I'm not touching that dodgy product again.
Okay, yeah, it came out 2 years later.
I mean, like, it
2 years later.
wasn't really made for PC. They'd deport it and
The later ones,
stuff.
yeah. The first Halo was perfect for PC. It was and then Halo 2 was
Because Halo
questionable.
2 took forever.
And then Halo 3 just. It's on there, it's weird.
Didn't 343 have to put it on there, though? Like, didn't they have to do it back in when they first took over?
Might have been actually, yeah. What I remember.
Back in 2014 or something? 2013? Whatever.
2014.
12,
Well,
13.
Halo Master Collection was 2014.
Yeah.
So it might have been just before that.
So Halo was never really on except for the Combat Evolved.
But when they first advertised Halo, when it was meant to release, it was actually meant to be an Apple game.
Mm.
But then Microsoft bought them up instead, and we're like, "Hey, we'll do it instead, and we'll do it on our launch as a launch console game." And then the game changed completely.
I'm still waiting for Sony to buy Bungie.
That'd be a weird experience.
Why?
I don't think it will happen.
No, but I think they got Bungie, ex-Bungie devs working for them now, so that's pretty fucking cool. They're working on that new multiplayer shooter.
Oh, and the one that there's a combined studios working on.
They got so many shooters in one, like so many shooter developers, which is I'm keen to see what that is when they reveal it.
A big dev collab kind of game.
I'm thinking that's going to be like Xbox. Be like, I mean, we got Halo, and then they've just got this massive 10 out of 10.
Oh well, they'll never have, because they will say probably either way. Like Microsoft owns Halo itself, so.
No, but like this is like their own shooter, multiplayer shooter.
But I'll say in general, like,
which what Sony
Microsoft
needs.
owns
They haven't
Halo.
got one.
They could buy Bungie and do a different title, but I don't know if they'll go down that road. They may not, because
Like
the way
Destiny
Bungie's been down
3,
it-
and like they have.
Oh, that's even a debacle. They're trying to just milk Destiny 2 now the way they want it, because they want it to be. Well, they've got it where they wanted it to be from the get go.
Yeah, that's a good thing though.
Not really milking it. It's more the sense that they've fine tuned the game how they wanted to do it.
They're free range
Without
for it
having
now.
yeah, because they got it all back from Activision, and they left them. So
I mean,
the games where it's supposed
I'm surprised Activision let them have fucking Destiny, like, because they could have owned that themselves.
Oh, it was being dug down deep, and they weren't doing the right things. So I think they wasn't doing money for them. Like, we'll have this and we'll leave, and it's like, yeah, whatever, I guess. And they've gone, we know exactly how to do this, and then they turn it around, and they're like, we're making the money.
Destiny now looks fucking dope.
Exactly. It's like it's where they wanted it to be.
Like Destiny 1, that was shit. I played it for a couple hours, gave up. Destiny 2, I tried it when Activision had it.
Definitely improved.
I tried.
Like the story arc changed, like how they improved, like the DLCs is just, from what I've seen, is just like, kind of wants me, like, I want to go back sometimes.
I remember
and play
your
it,
reaction. You watched what Lance played, didn't you? You watched Lance play it on stream. It was like, fuck, that looks good.
And it was the first DLC that dropped under their own hands. The game had gone
your
free to
reaction was
play.
like, fuck, that looks good.
Like they picked up the narrative. It's because they know what they're doing. Like, you see what they've done with Halo when they actually did Halo themselves. Like,
Yeah, 3.
Like,
You look at 3, like, I like Halo 3. I don't like the other two. I mean, I like the first one. Never really played second. Played the third. Mostly multiplayer, though. Never played 4.
Yeah.
Played a bit of 5.
Fairly okay, but it's...
4 is better than 5, apparently. So, there's that. I didn't like 5's campaign. I got so lost.
Yeah, it can happen.
Am I fucking chief? And I was like, I'm just a normal dude.
It's like those moments too, but there's like those things in games where they always kind of give you that subtle hints. Like there's always those things that suggest where you should go. Like games, like in all these other Halo games, they always kind of had that. You kind of got the narrative, okay, this is where I got to go. This is the direction I need to go for these missions.
I felt like the first one. That is perfect.
There are points in 5 where you just like get to a spot and you're like, wait, which way am I supposed to go? It's like, do I go this way? Do I go this way? Am I going back?
It still kind of point you because you look for the enemies.
Oh, it's sometimes there's spots where it's just empty, and there's no enemies yet. The no one's, because it's a running point.
I mean, from what I remember from 5, the part where I stopped playing, it was weird. I had to infiltrate on these what are those little mini tanks that just float across the ground?
remember the name. The wraiths. You're talking about the smaller ones.
Wraith.
The big purple ones,
Wraith?
or the little red ones.
Purple. The medium-sized purple wraiths.
The wraiths, the big.
I had to do a siege with them. I had to. It was on a big open green area. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I got to there and just quit.
It's too open.
Not that far in, probably about halfway or something.
It's very
probably.
open, and you can get confused where you're going there, for sure. Like, and there's another part later on in the game as well. There's this bridge you got to cross.
I think I was locked at the time.
There's one where you're as chief, and there's like this open area, and there's like these bridges, and it doesn't really suggest. And every time I keep playing, even though I've played the game before, I always get to the point, and I run the wrong fucking way, and I'm like, oh fuck, I've gone the wrong way again. And I got to come back and then run the other fucking way, and I do it every time.
I'd love to finish 5. I'd love to play through all of them again, but
we should try and play that one.
I wonder what the controls are like for Infinite. Like 5's controls aren't bad. It's the damn Master Chief Collection. I can't play it. I've said that before. I want to so bad.
Because even when you look at the controls, and you know they have their little nicknames for their control layouts, like the different things. Even when you go from each version of those games with those, you find the exact same nickname for that controller.
It's
and you
fucking different.
Yeah, it's different for each game, and you think it'd be the exact same for each game just to make that game flow easy and nice. No, there's one change of the layout of the controller because buttons were different in one game, so they had
other games do it.
Just make the one control layout set for the whole game and be done with it. Like, don't keep changing it. It's like fucking confusing.
I just don't like that melee is like right bumper and shit. Like
melee was B.
What was right bumper then?
The bumpers were the grenades, because the bumpers were introduced as the black and white button. So the white button, I think, was to change your grenades, and then the black one was to throw them.
I remember having melee something stupid.
And the melee was B. So you ran and you had to punch. You had to leave.
I might install Halo later. Fuck it.
Yeah, I've been installing it on PC.
Is that from the app? The Microsoft app?
I think so. I've been trying to install.
And yours didn't bug out?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I think it should all be installed, because I went to install some of the smaller games, and it's like, you need to install all this 100 something, and I think I installed it, but I can't remember now. I think I did.
It's fucking big.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like... They make you pay for the... If you just got the disc, they make you pay for the 4 Reach and ODST.
Maybe.
It's like, they should just be a free download because they're on the ODST collection now. I mean, 4, that was made by 343, so that makes sense why you got to buy that. But
well, no, they're still part of the well, yeah.
I don't think it is, because they made that themselves. 343 made 4. Because their trilogy is 4, 5, and Infinite.
Because it's Master Chief. Well, even that 2 was fucking bloody, fuck, mate.
I'm going to search it up real quick. Master Chief.
Master Chief Collection. 4 games, remastered Halo 2 Anniversary, Combat Anniversary, Halo 3, and Halo 4.
Oh, so 4's on there.
Because 4's the one that did the whole remastering and did everything.
I remember 4. Oh, so they must have made that for the Master Chief Collection then.
Yeah, they did the Master Chief Collection. So yeah, it's all them.
I don't think 4 you could... Maybe I have played 4 then.
Yeah.
I want to try it on the Series X because it might be a lot better there. But do you start with Reach? That's technically the first game.
Technically it is, because at the end of Reach you see Master Chief in the Pillar of Autumn.
Is 1. Yeah.
And it leads directly into 1, like the Halo 1 starts off straight after that.
Reach, I've seen someone play that on Legendary. That is a brutal game.
Oh, the whole game. Yeah, all of them are pretty fucked up.
I finished first one on Legendary.
Yeah, I think
pretty simple.
It took a while. It's tedious because there's those few points where you can easily fuck up. Like it's those.
Oh yeah.
There's those just little moments that are just designed to really mess with you, and you make
like
one
the
mistake.
Hunters.
So, but other moments you can kind of like.
The Hunters on 1 are just insane. Like they're just so powerful. Like you can't really dodge them. Like, if you're close enough to them and they hit you, you're fucked. But it was mainly... I only died on that fucking end part in the fucking Warthog.
In the Warthog?
I took one wrong turn and you're like sliding, you're like, no! It's like off the edge. off the edge. Didn't make a jump. Off the edge.
Yeah.
Or
Fucking
you're
Halo
going
1.
too slow and you went up and straight down. I was like,
I know. Halo.
checkpoint, checkpoint, checkpoint. Halo 1 is the best Halo, but it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it can be a bit janky.
Not janky, it's just some of them enemies are OP. Like some of them elites. Oof.
Oh yeah. My beard.
When you only got a pistol, it's like, fucking die!
Look at my beard. It doesn't. I need to.
You need you need the same symmetry does.
I know. There's like, look at it. It's whack. It needs to grow out properly. Grow, goddamn.
Just get Ali to trim it. The scissors just.
Well, it's all over the place because it's just how it grows.
Then you trim it up.
It's like fucking janky as because like it curls here as well. My beard.
And you make it worse by playing with it. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then you fuck it up, but stop playing with it.
Oh, there we go.
I can't do that because I got the pomade in. It just
So I fucking
Back
need to
to
get some
normal.
pomade to try and fucking. There's some
that
pomade.
helps. Put in your beard oil, then put in your pomade.
I got some more beard oil. Pomade. Where do you get your pomade from?
Just Woolworths.
Woolworths.
I'll show you. It's
Pomade.
fucking so good. I mean, there's different strengths. You wouldn't believe it. There's different fucking strengths. This one's just a normal beard balm. That's the one. Jack.
Oh, yep.
Tin little tin.
I had seen
Looks like
them
that.
hold. It's just like a gel, but for your beard.
No, it's
Hair
a.
gel. Kind of like a bit of like a hair gel-ish kind of thing.
Just warm your hands up, just go like that. Then get a bit out and rub it in your hands and just. I might do a YouTube video on it one day, or a Twitch stream with it. And just the daily routine.
Like gels promise do not dry out and leave your hair hard and crunchy, allowing you to style. Yeah.
That's why you do your beard oil first and then put in the pomade over top.
It's the old school friggin' hair gels before hair gel was a thing.
Mhm.
And then they made bloody hair gels.
Yeah,
with
it
these
doesn't
fucking-
really change shape. It just
Well, that's what I need to like really get my beard out because then they'll help. I reckon if I pomade it, then I could really lengthen it out and clean it out, and then I could find where it needs to sit, and then I could trim it. Most probably, if I was to get that even length, because it would like.
I wouldn't try and trim it with pomade in. Jesus,
Why?
because pomade's it's a thick thing. You wouldn't
Yeah.
try and cut it. You want to cut it beforehand and then
I
pomade
don't
it.
know the actual length it sits at, so I knew exactly how to even it up.
Yeah, cut it when you freshly wash it.
Well, my beard sits weird. When
You
I
use
freshly
beard
wash it.
shampoo.
Yeah, my beard sits fucking weird. And
Get Al to do it
One time when I had my beard, oh, she's got
because Al can make it straight and then just.
she's got crooked eyesight.
Yeah, well, it's not hard just to get a comb and just
She's fucking. She'll cut it. She'll definitely cut it crooked. She'll say that herself.
go to a barber then.
I did. They shaved my beard nearly off. Remember?
I remember that.
I said
Just
stop.
say you want it evened out. Just say that.
The dude had no idea when I asked him to shave my beard. Like, yes, I want you to tidy up my beard, and he's like, huh? And it was a barber shop too. You're like,
How do you fuck it up?
And I was like,
You clearly got a beard you've grown for ages. It's like, just ask for it. Because I had this, and I said, can I get it tidy? The dude's just like, just brought it probably that much off.
Yeah.
The ends and shit.
I mean,
And
you
he's
can see the length
it's
is a little bit.
It's like $10.
Like, you can see the length there. Like, see how thin it is on that one side and, like, how long it is.
I can't do it. You can't even. Oh, yeah. Way.
You start plaiting.
Oh, there's a. Huh?
Start plaiting the beard.
Actually. So look how long it is.
I know. I miss having my long beard. That's why I want to grow it back out again. I'm trying to get it back.
Someone on SOS keeps saying buy a Viking helmet
Buy a Viking helmet.
and just fucking chunk and then just the planet beard, the braided beard.
You got
And then I'll
anything-
play Valhalla. I still
Well-
haven't played it yet.
Oh, God. I know, right?
I still haven't installed. Oh, it's just sitting there.
Mine's installed on my Xbox. I just haven't touched it. I haven't touched my Xbox realistically.
I haven't touched mine either. Oh, actually, yes, I did.
Like if I at least got a new Xbox, I feel like I would play it because
I got
it's
3
new.
games on mine now.
It's a new shiny toy. Like new shiny toy.
Until I get Halo on there, then I'll be just like, with that small ass controller. It feels comfy though, but it's so small.
So small.
But I mean, that's all I've got this week.
Nothing
I mean,
else. Might as well wrap it up.
Nope.
We're nearly at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
take
loud.
long.
I better pick that up.
Yeah.
VR. It's like on sauce. Like I give fist bumps out. It's like people love it. And then I said, can I get a statue? And then someone goes, a statue of you doing the fist bump? Hell yeah!
Jim's
I'm like, damn. I have to get a T-shirt with the fist bump.
Jim's fish
I
bump.
think it's copying PewDiePie's bro fist.
Jum's fish bump.
No, I called it a fish pump. Yeah, everything on there.
Fish pump.
A fish pump.
God.
Like a water fish pump.
My beard.
You can't play with your beard, no?
I know.
You
I'm
just
like,
made it so uneven now.
I know. I got trapped playing with him.
You made one side like.
I'm gonna go have a look at my beard after this. I'm gonna actually
You gotta go. Look, just go.
Got myself trapped. I'm gonna properly look at my beard now. I'm gonna judge my beard. Figure out why it's curving out one more side, and I'll have to like trim this little bit here.
Oh.
Trim this little bit here.
I got one white hair somewhere. Just one.
One white hair.
One.
Fucking beard.
They're so much longer than the other ones too. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, it happens, and it grows so quickly, those white hairs. Alrighty then, I'll better leave it to you then to wrap up the stream. Oh, the stream?
Yeah.
Wrap up the stream! Jim, I'm sorry, but your stream is Jim. I'm sorry, your stream is ending. You're not. You're ending right now. You're not allowed to stream anymore. I'm demanding you to end it, and I'm gonna. I don't know. wrap up.
On that note,
Wrap up the podcast.
thank you, Beers and Beards, for listening to this wonderful episode. Hope you enjoyed this wonderful damn stream. But we've been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye! Oh, I don't even fucking know what to...
Bye-bye. Fuck me. This stream. You're in stream mode.
I'm gonna pee myself.
I got tears. You want to wrap up this stream? Oh no. Oh, no.